A lot of rain is heading to California, and that rain is only going to get heavier as that low pressure system, that storm system, develops offshore. It will be arriving late tonight across central and northern California, and only getting heavier down near Los Angeles into the overnight hours and waking up early tomorrow morning, where waves of rain will be in place.
There is a threat of flooding and mudslides along with strong winds. On Wall Street today, stocks finished higher. The Dow Jones Industrials up 80 points. The Nasdaq was higher by 133 points. This is CBS News.
Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
4:03, it is Tuesday, Christmas Eve, the 23rd day of December. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Lisa Fielding. It doesn't feel like Christmas. We've got temperatures in the 50s right now. 50 degrees at O'Hare, mostly cloudy skies. That's the story for the rest of this afternoon, and a warmer than normal Christmas Eve into Christmas Day and into the weekend. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 4:15. But first, the latest on the ongoing budget stalemate. The city of Chicago will avoid a potential government shutdown at the end of the year, but it's not because Mayor Johnson signed the budget approved by the city council over his objections. WBBM political editor Jeff Buckholz tells us why from City Hall.
The mayor stood in front of progressive aldermen and allies outside his office on the 5th floor here to celebrate the passage of a budget that includes much of his agenda.
We secured 98.4% of what we wanted in this budget.
But he says he will not sign it.
I don't want to give a signal to the people of Chicago that I support what I believe is one of the most detrimental and immoral aspects of this budget.
That would be the aspect calling for the city to sell off debt for things like unpaid parking tickets and ambulance rides. The mayor claims that could prey on poor and working class people. He did sign an executive order spelling out what and how debt can be collected. But without his signature or his veto, the budget passed by aldermen takes effect automatically. We're at City Hall. Jeff Buckholz, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
And the Supreme Court has rejected a bid by the Trump administration to deploy National Guard members here to the Chicago area. The decision delivers a setback to President Trump in his effort to use federalized troops in Illinois to ensure enforcement of federal immigration laws. In the argument, the Trump administration had urged the Supreme Court to allow the extraordinary move over the objection of Illinois' Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker, arguing the federal courts cannot second-guess the president's decision to call the National Guard into federal service. A Kane County chiropractor is hit with a civil lawsuit after he was already facing federal charges stemming from videotaping more than 100 patients.
Dr. David Hansen of Hansen Family Chiropractic in Batavia is facing a civil lawsuit after two victims said they were unwillingly recorded in his office. Back in November, Dr. Hansen was charged with felony child pornography counts and unauthorized video recording of a minor. Back in November, Dr. Hansen was charged with felony child pornography counts and unauthorized video recording of a minor. Investigators say they searched Hansen's home and found more than 180 recordings coming from the Batavia Chiropractic's office. Now, Kane County State's Attorney's Office says they received more than 1,500 calls and emails to a tip line for potential victims of Hansen Family Chiropractic. Dr. David Hansen is in custody and is due in court in January. Glenn Marshall, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
3 years in prison handed to a woman who threw a Molotov cocktail at her neighbor's Logan Square home in what they say was a hate crime.
Anna Hernandez admitted she threw the incendiary device on her neighbor's porch because they're from Venezuela and she wanted them to leave. The U.S. Attorney's Office says that was part of her guilty plea earlier this year to a federal hate crime charge of unlawfully interfering with housing rights. Last week, a federal judge sentenced the 70-year-old to 2 years and 9 months. Prosecutors say on that same March day last year, Hernandez also left a note on the car of the neighbor's landlord that said, quote, "We do not want you in the neighborhood. Go back to your country. You can go the easy way or the hard way." Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
6 horses died early yesterday after they were hit by a pickup truck along the Illinois-Wisconsin border.
It happened at about 4 a.m. Police say visibility was low. The horses had escaped from a farm. A Ford F-350 pickup driven by a 67-year-old man from Antioch hit 6 of them as they were standing in the road.
I says he hit a herd of horses.
Mike Wendricks lives near the scene. He spoke to CBS 58 Milwaukee.
What happened with our neighbors is absolutely horrible. My kids, myself, a couple times a year we'll actually pull over because they always have new little baby horses and they're beautiful horses.
He said maybe they were spooked by a coyote. A fence was damaged when they got out. 5 horses were killed by the impact. A 6th was euthanized by the owner. Police say they do not believe that speed was a factor. The sheriff, Dave Zerner, said this was a tragic incident for everyone involved. The truck has major damage. The airbags were deployed. The driver was not injured. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
It is 4:08. Time to check in on the roads. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. Here's Neil Fiorito.
We'll start on the tollways this time. A pretty big backup on the tri-state northbound passing Ogden to 290. You have a crash there. The right lane's closed. 3 left lanes are open for you. Tri-state southbound, slow in spots from the Bensenville Bridge to Ogden and I-80 to the Lincoln Oasis. On the Ronald Reagan Tollway, I-88 eastbound traffic heavy from Route 83. Getting on the northbound tri-state ramp. We had a crash there at one time.
Maniac.
Also, that
See the
should be
maniac?
gone from what we're hearing here in the traffic center. Also, a delay on 355. That's the Veterans.
We're in the holiday time, and this maniac is going around speeding, right?
From US 30 to Richards. Earlier stalled semi has been cleared from the roadway. It's on the right shoulder. Per tipster.
It's a maniac, right? She rushed. She passed me, and there was people walking, man. You gotta watch for people like that, man. There's a whole bunch of them in this downtown. See that? There's more and more people because people want to come and see the Christmas lights. You can't drive fast around here. There's a lot of people walking, right? A lot of tourists. You have to be really careful. By the way, happy whatever today is, Tuesday. I didn't go to sleep till about 9-10 o'clock today, I think. I don't know when I went to sleep. I stayed all night because I was covering the CTA homicide. Everybody knows there's a... Let's introduce myself first. It's 4:09 p.m. December 23rd, 2025. You're watching SubX.News on the spot reporting. This is our live feed. We go through downtown Chicago. We crime chase. We do whatever we need to do. And then sometimes lately we've been chasing the Christmas lights, right? Yesterday we had a really good Christmas light show. We went up, one of our viewers, Tom, told us there's a cool neighborhood up by Lincolnwood. That's where we went. We watched a bunch of cool lights up there. So we do all kinds of things, and we drive. But today's news is clear. We're in a death camp. I'm gonna say it one more time. We're a death camp. Chicago is a death camp. We had a homicide on the Peak line yesterday. It wasn't on the train, on the tracks. It wasn't on the station. It was a knife fight that ended up in a gun killing. It sounded like there was 2 guys on a train. One guy had a knife. They started an argument. A guy pulled out a gun against the guy that had the knife. The guy who had the knife took the gun away, shot the other 2 guys. One guy dead. Oh man, look at that. There's a Rolls Royce there. Look at that. See that there? That's an expensive car there. You see that Rolls Royce there? Well, that's an expensive pace, right? See, that guy's right next to me again. There's a whole bunch of people here. They want to just keep moving, right? I don't know what they want to do. There's a whole bunch of traffic up here. We're at Rush Street. So that happened. There was a homicide on 95th and Stony. That wasn't even discovered by the cops. The Chicago Fire Department found him, but the cops were late to that scene. And then we had the radio call. You can hear the cops saying, "Yeah, can I have a cop go to the hospital?" And the dispatcher kind of laughed. She goes, "Well, it's roll call. Yeah, we don't have nobody." So there was nobody to take care of that homicide. 95th and Stone. That's the second homicide that happened that was this morning at 6 a.m. Then we had a Brinks robbery a few hours after that. When I was doing the paperwork on the CTA homicide, getting the recordings. I heard the sirens. I went to sleep. So now, and then that's what they were, because I live down in that area. I live in McKinley Park, Brighton Park, right? I live in that area. And then somebody said, dude, did you know there was a Brinks robbery? And I go, what? Yeah, there was a Brinks robbery down the street from me. I'm on Damon, and it happened on Kedzie. So what is that, a mile and a half about away from me? I don't know if the guy made it or not. The guy got shot up, right? So, yeah, we're in a death camp. We're not in a safe environment. One of the, I'll tell you, my son, he's in the military. He does machine guns and all of that stuff. He knows all of that stuff, bazookas, and this is what he said to me clearly. This is what he said to me. Dad, if the guy with the gun ain't safe, no one's safe. That's about the Brinks robbery, right? That's what he said today. And that's from a military man. This guy, he's been in the war. He's been over there, right? In a bad space. He knows stuff. Let me write that down. If the guy with the gun ain't safe, who is? If the guy with a gun ain't safe, then who is? That means they don't care, right? The robbers, the criminals. Didn't we just have a cop shot in the chest? Man, this is all messed up. These are all the Uber drivers here, right? Whatever. We're on Rush Street now, so. Then we'll go down Michigan, then we'll go check out the spots. And then everybody says, well, what do you do? Look at it. They got all the beggars out here. See that? There's all beggars out here. So first of all, you need to get rid of them. You can't have beggars because you don't know who they are. You need to get rid of them. We're on Rush Street, by the way. This is Rush Street. If you don't know where we're at, this is Rush Gibson's, right? So first of all, you need to get rid of the beggars. You need to get rid of the vagrants. You need to get rid of the drug addicts and drug dealers from these areas, because they have no business here, right? This is a commercial restaurant, tourist area. There should be none of that stuff here. There's no place for it. And then here's the way where we went wrong about 5-10 years ago. They said begging and soliciting is a free speech right. You can't get rid of them off the sidewalk. Yeah, but that's not vagrancy. Vagrancy and loitering are different. And then they went further, some of these liberal places, and said you can't outlaw loitering, which, yeah, you can hang out in certain places. But if you're not doing nothing and you're detrimental to the area, then you should be removed, right? And that's where we now are going into a correction phase in our society. Is there going to be some growing pains here? Is there going to be some illegal stuff, like Trump just got called illegal for trying to send his troops to Chicago? They said that was illegal, right? The Supreme Court says you can't do that. There's going to be some things like that. Does Trump do everything that's right? Absolutely not. He breaks the law all the time. They broke the law with the Epstein files. Those Epstein files were supposed to be released last Friday. There's a law that says you must release all the files on this date. You don't have an option. And you know who passed that law? The victims. Here's the sickest thing that Trump does. I'm going to tell you this. Trump is so sick. So sick. Because this last batch that came out has more Trump stuff. That's what I just heard. I haven't checked these files that just came out today or yesterday. Just a bunch came out and said there's a bunch with Trump in it. More than in the past. But this is how sick that administration is. They say they're protecting the victims. Do you know who passed the law to release all the files? The victims did. Imagine that. That the administration says they're protecting the victims when it was the victims who passed the law to having them all released. How sick of an administration, kind of a warped brain. That's like a drug dealer on the street telling you they have the right to deal drugs, right? Yeah, that's the excuse. Everybody knows that. That's the administration too. They're protecting the victims when the victims are the ones that, man, look at that. That guy crossed 3 lanes of traffic there. That's what we're involved in. That livery driver right there with the blinker on, he just crossed 3 lanes of traffic right there, that guy. That's why we were on all this traffic. Did you see that guy? He's going in front of everybody. Did you see that? So you had to be careful. So we have all these twists and turns now. We have an economy that's collapsing. Hopefully, somehow Trump gets us out of it. I don't know. I think the economy was collapsing right before the COVID in 2019. There was indicators of a collapse. I have it written up and back all the way back then. I don't know where it's all written up. I have all my notes on it. But the economy was collapsing in 2019 in August and September. There was indicator of a collapse. This year, it was already, you could see that it was not doing good because you could see the hiring numbers and the job numbers. This is where you always check an economy. You always check two places: spring construction job hiring and winter seasonal hiring. This year's seasonal hiring was extremely bad. Those numbers come out usually in August and September, those numbers. The August numbers are the latent comes from the summer jobs, from construction work, but they kind of start getting mixed into the winter numbers. Plus, you already have to have manufacturing and shipping, for the goods, right? For the Christmas stuff. There's other indicators you can check. Shipping, traffic, shipping orders. The other thing you can check is cardboard, boxes, cardboard production, right? All these indicators can tell you, is the economy going up or down? Is what it is. Now they say there's historic travel going on in our country, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what that shows. I don't know. That disposable income, maybe you have time off, maybe you got saved money. I don't know what that shows. But I know that here, I'll say this. If you have empty stores, you can argue COVID and remote work like a lot of these weirdos do. There's a lot of weirdos out there that kind of do brainwashing discussions. In the end, an empty store is a minus. It's like an empty building. You can, and even if you claim whatever, it's just money. Forget it. If you don't pay taxes, don't pay your water bill, then who cares? It's latent, right? It's just there. Who cares? It's like a piece of land. Well, at the end, it's a minus. Why? Because it's in the way. An abandoned building is in the way. It's not doing anything. Whether you're paying bills or not, let's take the revenue out of it. Let's take the revenue out of something that's abandoned. That building that we're coming up to right there on Michigan Avenue, that building's empty. It's abandoned right there. That one, the next one to it, I'm pretty sure that one. They were messing with me a year ago over here. I was out here, right? Taking pictures, and then the security came and messed with me. And then they busted into Louis Vuitton about 3-4 months later. That's the Louis Vuitton that just got busted into right across the street right there. Smashed into the window. Smash and grabs. So, at the barest minimum, an abandoned building, an abandoned factory, an abandoned store like this is we're coming up to, is what? Right there. I see. That's abandoned right there. It's closed. Do you see that there? All right. What's up, everybody? It's 4:20 p.m. It's December 23rd, 2025. It's the day before Christmas Eve. So it's Christmas Eve. It's Eve of Christmas Eve. You see that there? We're at Walton and Michigan Avenue. That corner, it's not leased. It's Christmas. There's a store across on Drake at the Drake Hotel that's not leased. We're next to the Louis Vuitton that was just smashed and grabbed down the street. Gucci was smashed and grabbed, I don't know, last year, a year and a half ago. So what I'm trying to show you here is this. There's a store right there that's not rented out, and it's Christmas. It doesn't even have a pop-up store, right? And we were just talking about the economy on my live feed, and I transitioned into this. Is that you can argue revenue, right? Back and forth. But in the end, when something's empty, it's in the way, right? It's actually a burden. That's the point I'm trying to make here, right? And look, it's a 52 degrees right now on my thing. It's kind of empty out here. See that there? It's the day before Christmas Eve. Look, we're driving south on Michigan Avenue now from Walton. There's nobody out here. Don't you see that there? You can say, oh, I see people walking, John. No, you don't see that. This is barely anything here. This isn't even rush hour foot traffic. When I grew up, and anybody that understands downtown Chicago or has been in downtown or Michigan Avenue or anywhere or State Street or any one of those streets, why don't you explain to people how downtown used to be when it was crowded, especially on the holidays. You couldn't walk on the sidewalks. The sidewalks were what, 4 to 5 deep. There's no one here. You can see spaces here. See that there? Now, I was talking about abandoned buildings. This next building, 840 North Michigan, that building is empty. The next one right here. That whole block is empty. I haven't been into the water tower place, which is across the street. But this place here, where we're coming up to here, 840 North Michigan, that's empty. The whole, all around is empty. It's closed right there. There's no stores in it. So that's what, the second store in 2 blocks that you've seen? That's all empty. You see that there? It's empty. See that there? And you see there ain't that many people walking. I mean, it's what, 4:25? There's a lot of people. I don't know what they're doing. They're beeping their horns and doing whatever. So you see a couple of buildings empty. You see a couple of more empty here. See, there ain't that many people walking. You can see a lot of spaces here, right? See that there? There ain't that many people here. We're on Michigan Avenue. We're going northbound now. I mean southbound. We're going southbound. I apologize. We're going southbound. There we go. Right? We're at, I don't know where we're at here. What street is this? We're at Superior now. We're going southbound on Michigan Avenue, and that's what we're doing. See, there ain't nobody in those stores. Don't you see that? Saks Fifth Avenue. Don't you see that? Look, there ain't nobody even going in and out of there's no one going in and out of that entrance. Don't you see that there? Look at the entrance there. See that entrance? There's no one. What'd you see? 2 people coming in and out? There's no one going into that store. Look. I'm going really slow. There's no one at the entrance of that Saks Fifth Avenue. There's no one there. 0. Look at all the empty spaces here. It's 50 degrees out. It's a beautiful day to be out here. Look, that store is empty. See that there? Whatever that was there? That whole store is empty. It's boarded up where that guy's standing right there. You see that there? What's that guy doing there? Maybe he's selling some drugs? What do you think? See, so that store was empty. Harry Potter store. Not even the Harry Potter store is packed today. You see that there? You see the Harry Potter store has a lot of people because of tourism. See all these stores? Look, there's no one walking here. Now there's a little bit more people walking up here. I don't know, what is this? The Starbucks up here or something? See that? Yeah. There's the people crowded here to get into that Starbucks over there. That's what they are, I guess it looks like. But there ain't that many people. There's a little bit more. You see that there? In the old days, the whole sidewalk was like that. But now you see the little spaces there. You see that there? So, when you do reporting and journalism, if you have a really good teacher, I had a great teacher, George Schmidt. The first thing you do is you learn how to count people. The crowds. Because he says the first thing narratives do, like people like Brandon Johnson's, even Donald Trump's, and all of those weirdos, they'll lie about a crowd, right? They'll lie about their support and they'll lie about that, right? Because Trump lied. He lied about his inauguration. It wasn't as much as other people, right? He said it was bigger than Obama's. It wasn't. So he's lied. That's a weirdo. A weirdo who lies about how big something is a weirdo. That's all I gotta say, man. It is what it is. So George Schmidt taught me that. He goes, the first thing you do, you gotta start getting a visual. You gotta get a conceptualization. There you go. There's another building abandoned right there. That one's abandoned right there. You're looking at it. That's plywood right there. That's not a door. It's plywood. Got that? And then you start going here, and then look, you see there's no people here again. There's no people by those stores there. You see that, right? That one's abandoned again. There's another building abandoned. That's another abandoned building right there, 540 Mag Mile. So there's multiple abandoned buildings, right? You see that there? So that's what I'm showing you right here. Again, and then I got cars beeping their horns in the middle of traffic, right? This is Christmas traffic. You need to be extremely careful. Look, I'm not being negative. I love my city. I'm showing you guys the lights. That's what I'm doing. But I'm also showing you what the reality here is, that there's a lot of abandoned buildings. And now you start looking at it here. There ain't that many people here again. See? There ain't that many people here. See that there? There is not that many. See, that guy's a maniac. See that guy going zigzagging into traffic? He's a dangerous person. They have a third world mentality. They don't have behavior mechanisms in their brains because their society doesn't have behavior mechanisms. They don't have standards. You kind of get it? That's the problem with third world people. That's why it's called the third world. You can say, that's good, it's bad, whatever, but they're the third world. There's a reason for it. They don't have water, they don't have health care. And you can say, they live a lot better than us. They live a simple life. I don't think so, man. Nah. Nope. The more advanced societies like Italy, Spain, Japan, right? Some parts of China are what? They live longer, man. So you need to look at some of that. See, there's nobody walking here. This is one of the main attractions right here. See that there? And we're going to go do some lights in a while. Again, this is not being negative. This is being realistic, right? And when you're realistic, then you can figure out what you need to do, right? When you understand what's in front of you, then you can figure out what's the problem, right? Look at that nice little limo there, right? See that there? We can listen to a little bit of news, right?
Dan Ryan close to 40 out, 16.
So these guys are going right into the green light right there. See that, those two?
Slowing you down outbound at 159 to 167.
There we go. So that's Michigan Avenue.
From the Metro Traffic Center, next report, 438.
See that? Usually this place is super packed here.
Right now we've got cloudy skies, 50 degrees.
I don't know why that tree is crooked there. That's weird. It's a strange thing where that tree is crooked. They didn't measure that one right. You see that there? I was looking at it yesterday in my pictures. The tree is not straight because it's too tall.
Can you get discounts on gloves? Yeah.
It's a bad install there. They should have cut the top off or something. I don't know. But hey, it's a nice Christmas tree. And if you want, and we'll end with these two, right? There's a Christmas tree across this. There's a Christmas tree here and a Christmas tree there. Alrighty.
News, traffic, and weather station.
We're gonna keep moving.
1059 and WBBM News
There you go. There's that Christmas tree. There's that Christmas tree.
4:30.
There we go. That one there? You got that one there.
On News Radio WBBM. Supreme Court rules against the Trump administration over any National Guard deployment.
You got the dirt bikes in town.
Surrendering in the budget fight after deciding not to sign or veto the plan.
This is Mike Krauser. Charges are filed against 3 people, including 2 juveniles.
Got a bunch of dirt bikes on Michigan Avenue.
And the Justice Department releases a new batch of documents in the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. In business.
Strong economic growth this summer sent Wall Street higher today. The Dow up 80 points, the Nasdaq ahead 133, and the S&P up 31, closing at a fresh all-time high. I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg.
Cloudy skies, 50 degrees at 4:31. The Supreme Court will not allow President Trump to deploy Illinois National Guard troops here to Chicago.
From Walton
the story from CBS
over to the Wrigley
Building.
Building.
High Court declined to lift a lower court's order blocking the federalized troops and held that the administration had not shown it was authorized to federalize the Guard, which is only allowed when the president is unable with regular forces to execute the laws of the United States. Justices Samuel Alito, Clarence Thomas, and Neil Gorsuch dissented. Nicole Sganga, CBS News, Washington. The case now drops back to the lower courts. Here in the city, Mayor Johnson says he will not block a budget approved by aldermen over his objections from taking effect. During the appearance this morning in his ceremonial City Hall office, the mayor says this about the question.
I will not veto the budget approved by the Chicago City Council on Saturday, December 20th, 2025. I will not add my signature affirming the budget as presented. In this moment, I will not add the risk and speculation of a government shutdown to the profound worries Chicago and the states.
His decision means the budget will automatically take effect. The mayor signed 2 executive orders, he says, will allow additional oversight on police overtime
bunch of dirt
and spell
bikes
out limits
riding
on the collection of
northbound
debt in the city. Alderman who sponsored the budget plan passed by City Council said those
Michigan
orders
Avenue.
are redundant. 2 15-year-olds, a boy and a girl, an 18-year-old man facing felony charges after allegedly beating a man last week on a CTA bus on the west side.
Larry Gilkey was beaten so badly that he had bleeding on the brain. He was in a medically induced coma, according to his nephew, Tavares Harvey,
bunch of
who
dirt
spoke to
bikes riding on
CBS News
Michigan
Chicago.
My uncle, Terry, called me, which is his identical twin brother, and he called me just hysterically crying and, just could barely explain what was going on. And
He went to the ER.
I just see him connected to all type of machines.
Here's what he said happened.
One of the 3 asked him for $2 so that he can ride the bus.
And they may have stomped on the 62-year-old man's head.
He has a long way to go, and he's going to need some extra care at home.
The 3 were charged with aggravated battery following the release of images from a surveillance camera. The 18-year-old is identified as Lindale Roberts. All 3 were arrested on the west side on Sunday. Mike Krauser, News Radio, 105.9 WBBM.
2 lawsuits filed today against a Kane County chiropractor who has been criminally charged with the unauthorized taping of his patients in various stages of undress, including completely nude. It happened during the medical visits without their knowledge or consent. Attorneys filed the actions this morning against Dr. David Hansen. He is the owner of the building in Batavia where the office is located. That is Hansen Family Chiropractic. The cases were filed on behalf of 2 women patients who are anonymous due to the sensitive nature of the allegations. Meantime, more than 10,000 new files from the Jeffrey Epstein case have been released. It comes after the Department of Justice missed the Friday deadline set by Congress last week to release all of the files. CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland explains what this post-deadline release could mean now.
There are some in Congress who say the administration is just flouting the law. And yesterday, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer of New York talked about a possible legal challenge against the administration. Unclear how that would work or if that would be effective. This just extends the controversy as it continues to politically menace this administration.
The DOJ has claimed it needs more time to release the remaining files in order to protect victim information. Some faith leaders across the country are canceling their Christmas services. They say they fear they could be targeted by ICE raids.
Melquisedec Castillo is the vice president of a coalition of Hispanic pastors in New Orleans.
We had many people already canceled. It's too dangerous.
He says attendance has been down 50% at most churches. In Miami, Archbishop Thomas Wensky urged President Trump and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to not conduct immigration raids between now and New Year's.
It's not asking them to reverse their policies, which we hoped they would. We're just asking them to give a pause.
The White House signaled there will be no pause. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Now to the latest in the Middle East. There has been new Israeli settler violence in the West Bank.
Israeli settlers have attacked a Palestinian home in the south of the Israeli-occupied West Bank overnight as part of what are frequent Israeli settler attacks in the territory.
Don't you see the county sheriff? Those motorcycles passed these guys. We're going to listen to the radio, too.
We're on the first floor. They threw an object at the caller's head. The offender's still on scene. The offender's name is Jayla Fox, and nothing further on its district call 3.
All right, the motorcycle just came this way. You seen them alive, right?
That is carried out frequently without punishment from Israeli officials. Israeli settler violence on Palestinians in the Israeli-occupied West Bank has surged in recent months, with an average of 8 attacks daily being recorded by the UN during October's olive harvest alone. I'm Karen Shamas.
TimberTech Decking and Railing is the #1 in premium decking.
While the county cops are sitting here.
Free samples and connect.
While the county sheriffs are sitting here.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been...
So again, that's that enforcement, allowing vagrancy, allowing trespassing, allowing illegal driving, allowing what? People to beg with their children, all of that. Those are low-level crimes. People say, oh, that has nothing to do with anything. It does. When you allow that kind of criminality, it allows the other things to go, right? So you've seen a bunch of motorcycles riding down Michigan Avenue, right? You just seen, you say, oh, that's not that big of a deal. It is, because they're breaking the law. What else are they doing? What else are they doing? What else do they have in mind, right? Right? That's the point, right? And I think I wrote about it yesterday. Let me look at the exact terminology. I came up with some good. Sometimes at night I write up a bunch of stuff. It was a really good, I don't know, sometimes I come up with it, but it was about public safety, right? I think I published it way last night. See, I put out so much stuff. We've had so much wilding on the CTAs, it's unbelievable.
Inbound, we do have some delays here in the north suburbs from Peterson to the Kennedy. You're 21 minutes inbound. You're right outbound at 18. Pretty heavy on the Kennedy outbound in spots from the Janebird interchange to Sayre, 38 to Montrose, a little over an hour to the airport. You're really not saving any time in the express lanes. Kennedy coming in 37 from O'Hare into downtown. Not too bad. On the Eisenhower out, expect 52 if you're exiting Manheim Road. An hour 10 to drive out towards Schaumburg and the Jane Addams Tollway. Coming in from I-90, 55 and 33 in from Manheim. Delays on the Stevenson out from the Dan Ryan to Harlem Avenue and in spots from LaGrange Road out to the Veterans Tollway. Going out to Cicero, 40, an hour drive to the Tri-State, an hour 16 out to 355. That is our heaviest.
So you're saying, so people say, John, what are you saying? It's crowded. Look. No, it's not. These are bottlenecks because you got these Uber drivers that are messing with the buses. See the bus? He's on the second lane. Because you have Ubers all along the curb here. It's unregulated. In the old days, only cabs could only be in certain places. So what you have is you have this bus that's in the second lane. The bus shouldn't be in the second lane. It should be along that lane. So you see that over there? There's no one here. There's no one here. There's no one in downtown. This is just buses doing this stuff. Because the buses with the Ubers. And it creates a one-lane road here. You see that there? There's no one here. If downtown was packed, look, I've been in downtown when it's been packed. And recently, not just in the olden days. See that there? There's no one here. So you see that? There's no cars. There's not even one car. One car is way over. There's no cars here. You see that there? There's none. It's empty. Downtown is empty. There's no cars coming this way. If downtown was packed with people, none of this would be like this. Got that? It wouldn't look like this. It'd all be filled. It all would be like we are in the traffic. But the problem is it's bottlenecked because of certain drivers that mess with the buses, right? That's what you're looking at. It's not crowded, right? Like, again, you see spaces here. What time is it? Oh, well, it's rush hour, right?
4:40. Evanston police say
look, there's no people there. See that?
Using tap-to-pay scams, so scamming several people out of thousands of dollars.
Evanston police arrested and charged 4 men with felony aggravated identity theft. Evanston police say the men would ask their victims to provide a credit card or cell phone to use in tap-to-pay transactions, allegedly soliciting donations for fake causes, including funerals. The victims say they lost over $35,000. Police arrested the men while allegedly trying to scam another victim. All suspects are due back in court later this month. Glenn Marshall, News Radio 105.9 WPBN.
A West Suburban man has reached a rare milestone for helping others.
Orrin Albrecht has donated blood and platelets 500 times. He first started donating in college. He's now been doing it regularly for nearly 30 years. The Daily Herald says Albrecht donates both whole blood and platelets. That means he can donate more frequently and support more patients. He made the donation at Vitalent in Naperville. Albrecht says he's already looking forward to celebrating when he hits 600. Cisco Coda, News Radio
155 on Belmont. CTA is calling this one in. There's a female black holding a knife threatening passengers. It's on the 6th rail car, car number 7102. The train is standing at the station facing northbound. The offender's wearing a purple hat, beige hoodie, black jacket. I have nothing further on it. 14th District, Zone 3.
CTA, Belmont. Female with a knife threatening passengers.
Female black wearing a purple hat, beige hoodie, and black jacket. She's armed with a knife threatening passengers on board car number 7102, which should be the 6 rail car standing northbound, Belmont Blue. 7397.
Threatening people with a knife. Belmont Blue Line, Logan Square.
I told her to go to another station, but because she's threatening the CTA here, and CTA won't let her on, so if she keeps calling, you hold that out. Perfect. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. No one's saying, yeah, we got eyes on that northbound train there. No one national description currently on the platform because he's still on. 10 for him.
So they say it's all okay. We don't see it. Didn't you hear what he said? I don't see it on the video, so it's not happening yet. Yeah, last night we just had a homicide on the train. Here. That's the game CPD plays. It's a game they play. Look at that. That bus is empty. It's a game they play. Somebody calls in and says there's a lady threatening us on the train. They say, oh, we don't see her on the video. And they laugh and joke. Yesterday there was a person shot and murdered on 95th and Stony Island. They were joking that they don't have no one to send. Don't listen to the tape from this morning. This morning, 6 a.m., somebody was murdered at 95th and Stony. They didn't send no cops. A cop calls, says, you need to send somebody to the hospital. There's a guy over there who got shot. See that bus there? That's because of the traffic, right? And the lady's laughing. She goes, there is no one here. We got roll call. Why? Because it's Christmas. Everybody's taking off. What do you think those DEI hires in CPD are going to do? They're going to take the Christmas off. You know, I said this before, and I'm going to say this here. I bet you most of these kids that are running around doing this stuff are city workers' kids. You want to bet? Yeah, well, no one's looked at that. Whose kids are these that are causing the havoc? Yeah. Why ain't they investigating that, right?
NordVPN has a holiday deal just for you.
Look, there ain't nobody on that other side.
Citywide, criminal trespass in progress at 121 West Lucy at the CVS for a male white trespassing inside of the store. Beard, gray, salt, and pepper hair, navy blue coat, nothing further is on for clear.
There you go, there's somebody in the middle of traffic here, right? Yeah, there's a guy right here in the middle of traffic, dude. Dangerous, see that there?
Everybody got the trouble effect. Nobody care about human life.
SubX.News, my brother. Don't ever insult me like that, brother. Why you
I get slapped asking for break. I'm a veteran. I'm down to cancer with no friends, no family.
And why ain't you in the hospital? There's a cop right there. You want me to flag him down?
Fuck him.
Okay, fuck
what
him.
What are you gonna do?
Okay, well,
tell me to get out the street or arrest me instead of going to get a nigga with a gun.
All right, then that's.
They fuck with us homeless people.
I just told you. Did you know somebody just got murdered on the train last night? You know somebody got murdered? I've been doing that for what, 3 years doing this. SubX.News. I talked to you before. You don't remember that, do you? See, you don't remember who you talked to.
One was wearing all black with white letters on the back.
Well, I don't insult people you don't know. I'm live. Look, I'm live. I'm
just saying what I see.
Well, and I'm live feeding and telling people what's going on in downtown.
No, people with money don't care about people that needs their help.
All right.
Federal lives don't matter. Black lives suck.
All right, be safe, my brother. Okay.
That's gonna be hard.
There you go. Right. You got angry people out here. You got angry people out here. Got that? Northbound train car. But that's what you have. It's constant out here, right? It's this constant conflict, and I've been saying this. It's not about him or me, right? Is he good or is he bad? Am I good or am I bad? It's the conditions that's created by the government that doesn't take care of that guy. And I'd never said that a vagrant should be locked up or beat up or anything. I said they need to take care of it. Right? There shouldn't be that shouldn't be a confrontation there between a driver and the guy on the side thing. I've talked to that guy multiple times. I actually interviewed that guy about 1.5 years ago. He was on one of my live feeds right here. He was standing on the edge, and I put the video to him, and he talked about what he needed. All right, there you go. There ain't nobody down here. Do you see the bottleneck? What I was just talking about? There you go. You see that? Now it's empty down here. These are the hotels. These are theaters down here. This is an empty building there. You see that there? It's all empty down here. Right? It's completely empty. There you go. It's abandoned, right? There you go. It's 4:47 p.m. It's the eve of Christmas Eve. There's another abandoned building right there. See that corner there? That's an abandoned building there. We're at Jackson and Michigan. We're going southbound. There you go. That building is abandoned. You see that there? Right there. That building's abandoned. Got that? There's no one here. This should be packed with people. There's hotels here. There's entertainment here. These are all abandoned buildings. Look at that. There's no one walking here. It's 50 degrees out right now. It's 50 degrees. Look at all these empty stores here. It's not even 5 o'clock yet. And you're going to say, well, John, it's the Christmas. Well, that's the point. Where is everybody? There's another corner store empty. How many corner stores have I showed you today that are empty? At least what? A dozen already? There's a dozen empty corner stores here. There you go. See that there? We'll keep moving. And we're just talking to people that are begging here on the median, right?
Frequency mode.
And he's angry, right? And I just played that radio call for you where they're laughing about, oh, there's no one there. I don't see him on the camera. Well, aren't you supposed to have a cop there? Camera don't prevent crime. And there's like, there ain't nobody walking here. These are theaters. This is a concert hall right there. You know that's the concert hall right there. That's the orchestra hall right there. Everybody knows that one, right? There's no orchestra. Usually they have some kind of a Christmas orchestras. There you go. There's the Congress Hotel. There's no one here. There's no one here. There's not even one cab. There's not one person. Not one person. Zero. None. Nada. Look in the lobby there. And there's no one in the lobby. There's no one here. You're like, well, it's Christmas. Yeah, people come to downtown Chicago for Christmas. There's no one here. I don't know what to tell you. There's no one here. It's abandoned. There's some people up north, somewhere on Michigan Avenue. There's a little bit of bottlenecks around there, around, what was that, getting into Randolph, right? We were at Randolph, maybe around Lake Street. But otherwise down here, there's no one here. You can look. Those buses are all empty. There's no one on none of those buses there. There's no one walking here. It's 50 degrees out, man. Look, I'll keep running. We'll keep running. It's completely abandoned now. These are hotels. There's shows. There's everything here. This is kind of like theaters down here. Yeah, the Blackstone was famous for shows. Look at that. Right there, the Blackstone Hotel. That was famous. They have their own theater. Every one of these hotels has a theater. They used to have dance clubs, dance halls, theaters. They had everything in these places. Oh, what this guy is doing here. He might be jacking people, right? Look at it. He's got all tinted out windows and all that. So there you go. There's the Hilton. It's completely empty. There's no one here. Look at that. It's Christmas. It's the day before Christmas Eve. People would be coming down here to relax. There's no one here. It's completely abandoned. There is no one here. Zero. There's no foot traffic. Absolutely none. None. There's no foot traffic at all. There's no foot traffic on South Michigan Avenue by the old theaters and the hotels down here. None. Zero. At one time, one of these buildings had the largest theater in the whole country right here. The most seats in the whole country right here. This is a very famous area to come and see shows. Right there. Look, there's 0 people. There's not one person here. There's no people. There's no one walking right here. There's no people walking. None. None. 0. There you go, South Michigan Avenue. There's no people walking here. 0. None. There's some people right here. That's about it. But we passed the hotels. There's nobody even at the hotels. Look at that. 0. It's 52 degrees. It's a beautiful day. Look at that. There's no one here. See that there? There's no one here. 0. Absolutely no one. That Abu Pan Bakery should be packed right now with people for Christmas, right? Walking around getting a nice croissant and a nice cappuccino or hot chocolate. Look at that. There's no one in it. See that there? See that Abu Pan there? Or whatever that is. Bagay or whatever it is. The Grant Park Hotel. Why don't you look at that over there? There's no one there. There's no one going into that hotel. You see that there? No one. People usually come in. Today is when you come into Chicago. You see your show tonight. You go out to eat. Then you relax tomorrow. You might do a little bit of shopping, whatever you do. You see that there? Look, this whole corner is abandoned. It's empty. There's no one here. There's no foot traffic. There's 0 foot traffic. None. It's non-existent. This should be packed with people here. There's all kinds of hotels and shows and theaters all up and down this area. See that there? There you go. Completely abandoned. And it's a beautiful day. You don't even have the residents walking around, right? Roosevelt. There you go.
7 Street Sub, Grand Rush.
There you go. It's
Alright, that is 08877.
the eve of Christmas Eve. There's another abandoned building right there. See that corner there? That's an abandoned building there. That's what happens when you have Aurelio's Pizzas right in front of you. Southbound, there you go. That building is abandoned. You see that there? Right there. That building is abandoned. There's no one here.
This
047.
Good afternoon. Can I get another number for name? Just on the red up on lower. Yeah, 08890 08891.
There you go, right? There's another corner store empty. How many corner stores have I showed you today? There you go, right? There you go, right? Dirt bikes on the sidewalk. There you go, right? There you go, right? See that there? There you go. Dirt bikes on the sidewalk. Where's the cops at? They ain't around. There you go, man. Mayhem, baby. Y'all seen that one, huh? Did you just see that one? Michigan Avenue. There ain't nobody here except people causing trouble and looking for trouble. Everybody just seen those motorcycles, right? Alright, let's go over here and see what's going on at the Jewel. These guys are maniacs with their cars, man. There ain't nobody out here and they want to drive so fast. We're gonna take a break over here.
7383 David. 793 David. Red line, Roosevelt, upper and lower, please. Yeah, 08.
Oh, they got something going on. Somebody's stealing something over here.
14.
There's something going on right there. They're stealing something right there. They're chasing somebody, right? They're just chasing somebody right now. They just chased somebody into a car right there. They're just chasing somebody. A bunch of people were running around chasing each other. There you go, man. SubX.News.
Radio check. It's a decent signal.
Dirt bikes on sidewalks, baby. Mayhem in downtown Chicago, South Michigan Avenue. Hey, you guys just seen it. Mayhem in.
Stevenson, about 40 from the Veterans Tollway to DuSable Lakeshore Drive. On the Edens inbound, 21 minutes and
4:55 p.m. December 23rd, 2025, Roosevelt and Michigan Avenue.
To the airport, you're close to 40 minutes in from O'Hare into downtown. Eisenhower outbound, 47 to Mannheim, an hour 5.
And you've seen all the cops around. They didn't do nothing about it.
36 in from Mannheim. The Dan Ryan 36 out, 16 minutes inbound. 57 slight delays, stay with the Bishop Ford. Nothing out of the ordinary. A lot of traffic on either side of DuSable Lakeshore Drive in spots between the Gold Coast and
706, I got a person with a gun, 61 in Union, 911 cell. Got a person with a gun walking down the street. Walking westbound 61 towards Halstead, male wearing all black, gray shoes. With 3 other males, the one with the gun is the tallest one of them. I have no further contact.
And drizzly for our Christmas Eve night, a low of 37 for Santa. And Christmas Day, remaining cloudy, patchy drizzle toward the lakefront with a high of 42. It's 50 degrees at 4:59.
Featuring the news that matters and breaking news at any time. This is Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 1059 WBBM.
Coming up in the next half hour on News Radio WBBM.
Mayor Johnson faced a choice: sign the budget approved by City Council or veto it. I'm political editor Jeff Buckles at City Hall with why the mayor says he picked the secret third option.
A chiropractor accused of secretly recording patients faces lawsuits and felony charges. And the Supreme Court blocks the National Guard to...
Chicago Board Guard rated time is 1700 hours on 23rd day of December 2025. Chicago Board Guard radio.
Bloomberg, more gains on Wall Street today thanks to stronger than expected economic growth. The Dow up 80 points, the Nasdaq up 133, and the S&P up 31 to a new record high.
We've got 47 degrees at 5 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. In a rare departure from recent cases, the Supreme Court has ruled against the Trump administration and is refusing to allow the deployment of National Guard troops in the Chicago area. CBS's Nicole Skanga has more.
Now, the majority concluded that the government fell short of identifying a statute or constitutional authority allowing the military itself to execute domestic law in Illinois in light of the Posse Comitatus Act, which generally bans the U.S. military from acting as domestic law enforcement unless Congress explicitly greenlights it.
Scott McFarland reports on the latest release of Epstein files, more than 11,000 of them.
This latest batch that came out overnight includes thousands of files, but this group includes an awful lot of references to Trump in the paperwork, including a 2020 email sent by the Department of Justice in which an attorney at the agency was telling colleagues or a colleague that Trump's name shows up in the Epstein flight manifest a lot in the 1990s, at least 8 different times. There's also a subpoena that was issued to Mar-a-Lago in 2021 in connection with the Ghislaine Maxwell investigation.
Southern California is bracing for some severe storms right in the midst of the holiday. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass.
We encourage you, if you can, to stay off the roads, especially tonight and through the afternoon of Christmas Eve.
Meteorologist Rob Marciano.
We're looking at a high risk for flooding tomorrow across parts of Southern California. That is a very rare issuance by the National Weather Service and the WPC. Some of the rainfall rates are going to be very intense.
Strong winds are also forecast. Former Republican Senator Ben Sasse announced today he has terminal stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He posted on X, it's a death sentence. Sasse represented Nebraska in the Senate from 2015 to 2023 when he resigned to become president of the University of Florida. The Powerball jackpot is now $1.7 billion. The next drawing tomorrow night, Christmas Eve. It has a lot of folks dreaming.
Well, I think it'd be nice if I won. I think my family would really like me, and I think a lot of charities would too. So let's do it.
The estimated lump sum cash value would be $781 million. The U.S. economy grew at a surprisingly strong 4.3% in the third quarter. That's the most rapid expansion in 2 years. But even store Santas are struggling these days. Job listings are down 35% this year over last, partly due to so many malls closing. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs.
There you
Get
go,
the
man.
parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You heard the news, right? That's why they didn't release those files, because he's in them.
News Radio
Right?
105.9 and WBBM
And go back this way.
5:03. It's Tuesday, Christmas Eve. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Lisa Fielding, 23rd day of December. Hope you're having a good week. 47 degrees, cloudy skies, west winds at 6 miles an hour. Not quite the white Christmas this year. Temperatures mild in the 40s through the weekend. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast coming up at 5:15. But first, the latest on the city budget in Chicago. As Mayor Johnson says, the city will avoid a potential government shutdown at the end of the year because, he says, he will allow a budget approved by city council to go into effect without a veto or his signature. Here's WBBM political editor Jeff Buckholtz at City Hall.
We have a lot to be proud of, and we still have a lot of work to do.
Allies surrounded Mayor Johnson outside his fifth floor office here as he cheered his initiatives in this budget, which he then called imbalanced and claimed it leans into debt collection.
It is immoral to send debt collectors after working people and poor people at a time in which Donald Trump is attacking poor people.
He says that's why he didn't sign it, and he didn't veto it because he didn't want to risk a potential shutdown.
On one hand, he's saying I got 98% of what I wanted. On the other hand, he's saying it's immoral and wicked.
Downtown Alderman Bill Conway says the mayor has abdicated his duties.
Either signing it or vetoing it would have probably said a lot, but somehow we found a third option which showed even less leadership.
And aldermen behind the approved budget say they plan to stick together. We're at City Hall. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
In Kane County, a chiropractor is now facing a civil lawsuit after he was hit with federal charges that stem from videotaping more than 100 of his patients.
Dr. David Hansen of Hansen Family Chiropractic in Batavia is facing a civil lawsuit after two victims said they were unwillingly recorded. Back in November, Dr. Hansen was charged with felony
Thanks a
child
lot,
pornography
ladies.
counts
Merry
and
Christmas.
unauthorized video
Merry
recording of a
Christmas.
minor.
Enjoy the
Kane
beautiful
County
weather.
State's
It's
Attorney's
nice
office
out.
says they received more than 1,500 calls and emails to a tip line for potential victims of Hansen's Family Chiropractic. Investigators say they searched Hansen's home and found more than 180 recordings coming from the Batavia Chiropractic's office. Dr. David Hansen is due in court in January. Glenn Marshall, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A Chicago woman who threw a Molotov cocktail onto her neighbor's porch has now been sentenced to nearly 3 years in prison on a federal hate crime charge. In March of last year, Anna Hernandez threw a glass bottle with oil and a washcloth onto her neighbor's wooden porch that started a fire, but no one was injured. She admitted in her plea agreement that she threw the device because the victims who lived there were of Venezuelan origin and she wanted to convince them to leave. Chicago Police Board has voted to fire an officer who apparently tested positive for marijuana.
Officer Elmer Carrillo Jr. has become the first CPD officer to be fired for a positive marijuana test since legalization of recreational marijuana went into effect in 2020. The vote was unanimous. Police Board President Kyle Cooper said the positive test, along with a suspension for an off-duty DUI, indicate a lack of judgment.
While medical and recreational use of cannabis is now permitted by Illinois law, CPD's policy of prohibiting cannabis use continues to be justified, and officers who violate this policy are subject to significant discipline.
Carrillo had been on medical leave when he tested positive. He said he had been at a party where people were using marijuana and he unintentionally ate marijuana gummies. The police board said that explanation is not credible or persuasive. Mike Krauser, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
The parents of a Schaumburg teen who credit medical marijuana for keeping her free of seizures for years are pushing to make it legal across state lines.
Medical marijuana has been a lifeline for Ashley Surin, who developed seizures after treatment for leukemia when she was a toddler. That's according to her mother, Maureen, who writes the company that sells patches Ashley uses daily has moved to Missouri. So Surin started a Change.org petition to lift the federal ban on interstate commerce of cannabis. She tells the Daily Herald it's exciting President Trump signed an executive order last week loosening restrictions on cannabis, but more is needed now before her 19-year-old daughter runs out of patches next month. Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A new data tool developed by Northwestern University tracking whether the U.S. is at the start of a new surge of drug overdose deaths.
While the rate of drug overdose deaths, both nationally and locally, has seen steep declines over the past 2 years, the OD Pulse, a dashboard launched by Northwestern scientists collecting overdose data, shows a warning sign that progress may be stalling. The National Institutes of Health funded project is designed to help officials respond faster to evolving crises by showing where trends are headed. The OD Pulse is now live and will be updated monthly as new data becomes available. Haley Hansen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
5:08 now. Time to check in on the roads, traffic, and weather together this Christmas week. Here's Neil Fiorito.
All right, Lisa, no big stories to tell. You do have some delays driving through the north suburbs along the Edens coming inbound, passing Peterson to the Kennedy, 21 minutes in. Looking at the Kennedy Expressway, 37 out to Montrose. Hop in the express lanes from downtown and save yourself 3 minutes. Just about an hour to the airport. You're 35 in from O'Hare into downtown. Metro wants to remind you to avoid delays to and from the northwest suburbs. You can pick up a train, the UP Northwest line out of Des Plaines. Looking at the Eisenhower Expressway going outbound, 46 to Mannheim. Heading out to I-90 is an hour 4, 53 in and 33 in from Mannheim. Stevenson still pretty busy on the way out from the Dan Ryan to Harlem Avenue and in spots between LaGrange Road and Lamont. 32 to Cicero, 46 to the Tri-State, just about an hour to 355. Just about 40 in from the Veterans Tollway. The Dan Ryan is 34 outbound, 15 minutes inbound. I-57 not bad, a little slow outbound from the Ryan to before 111th, 20 minutes out, about the same on the outbound Ford. New South Lakeshore Drive packed in northbound from the river to Chicago Avenue. Southbound delays past the Oak Street curve as you make your way to Chicago. Across the tollways, the Tri-State southbound brake lights in spots from 290 to Ogden and northbound through that area as well. The Ronald Reagan Tollway, traffic eastbound from 83, getting on the northbound Tri-State ramp. Delays on I-80 through Joliet and slight delays eastbound through Tinley Park. And backups in northwest Indiana on 8094, just westbound from 65 to Kennedy in spots and past the state line to the Bishop Ford Freeway. From the Metro Traffic Center, next report, 518, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Thank you. Weather says for tonight, partly cloudy, and then mostly cloudy later on, a low of 31. Christmas Eve into Christmas Day kind of looks very drizzly with a high around 42 to 45. 47 now at 510.
1877 cars for kids.
Northbound State Street, 5:09 p.m. We're going northbound on State Street right now. 5:09 p.m. December 23rd, 2025. You see, there is 0 people here, like no one. It's absolutely abandoned, completely abandoned. There is no one here. No one. 0. No one. No one. It's empty. There's no one working. Everybody's got tomorrow and Christmas off. It's 50 degrees. It's such a beautiful day. And there's no one here. Take a look at that. That's what happens when you got bad leadership.
Person with the night 203 North LaSalle. 203 North LaSalle, blue line platform, female black, purple hat, beige hoodie, black jacket, threatening canine security with a knife in hand. First District Zone 4.
Alright, Clark and Lake on the blue line. Clark and Lake blue line for a person with a knife. If anyone's in the area.
That's right here. They just had a homicide on the pink line.
The lady from Belmont coming in down. Yeah, it sounds like a familiar description. Female black, purple hat, beige hoodie, black jacket, threatening security. She does have the knife in hand. They're on the platform. Clark and Lake in the blue line.
So that lady was at Logan's. That lady was on Logan Square. They let her ride the train. Laughing. They were laughing on the dispatch about that lady. She was at Logan Square about 20 minutes ago. And now she's in downtown with a knife, threatening people on the train. No one's removed her from the train. That's what you're listening to.
Sam, you got any visual?
There you go. And they're playing with videos. Look at that. That's why downtown's empty. You got people riding on the train with knives. There was just a homicide here yesterday, or this morning, early this morning at 1 a.m. There was a homicide here in downtown on the pink line. There was also a shooting and a guy with a mag. There was a guy with a Mercedes robbing people over here with a mag. He had a Glock with a mag, 50-round mag. Right here. He was running around. It's on the radio calls. We have it. There's a homicide here last night. And you just heard a lady with a knife. She was at Logan Square, and now she's over here in Clark and Lake. Pretty interesting, isn't it? So now this lady's at Clark and Lake. They let her ride around the train with a knife in her hand.
Alright, we're doing advise on her middle of the platform. CTA security's with her now.
So the city let this lady ride from Logan Square all the way to downtown with a knife in her hand. She's now in downtown at Blue Line, Clark and Lake. Not a few hours after the homicide that was down there on the pink line. That's what you just heard. That's a live feed. That ain't a rebroad. That's direct from the police right there. I'm a ham radio operator. That's direct. Look, there's no one downtown. It's completely abandoned. 5:13 p.m. December 23rd, 2025. I don't think I've ever... This is like COVID time. It's worse than COVID time. Look at that. There's no one down there. There's no one down there.
Alright, that is 09122.
You just heard it, right? You heard the police. You heard the earlier call at Logan Square, right? Now you know what the problem.
6570, Paul. 6570, Paul.
Evening squad, can I get a firearm investigation? 201 North Garland Court. And can I get a 5114?
Yep, John, 532-662.
That started with a knife attack.
532-662. And they've got number 09136. 09136.
Thank you.
Yep.
What was the full description on that female, Clark and Lake?
Gonna be a female black wearing a purple hat, beige hoodie, and black jacket.
Alright, yeah.
There's no one down there, right? It's empty, don't you see that? The sidewalks are completely empty. There's 0 people here.
One David, shows over here. Blue, Clark and Lake and Blue.
91 David, Denver.
Let's go over there, right? Look, there's no one walking here. It's empty. Did you see that? I figured there would have been a little bit more people here, but it doesn't look like it, right? And then they got all this stuff blocked off here. I don't know which way I can go here. We're gonna go this way. Clark and Lake Blue Line, right? They got all this jacked up here with these construction cones, right? We're gonna go this way. We're going to Clark and Lake Blue Line.
Blue Line was up. 1 detained at 1717.
State Street's empty and a person with a knife at Clark and Lake Blue Line that was allowed to come from Logan Square.
No victim. Sounds like it was just called in by CTA saying that she was threatening the security.
You heard it on the radio. They allowed her to come on the train. Didn't you hear that? They allowed somebody with a knife. CTA said there's a person with a knife here. They allowed her to ride the train, endangering every human being on that train. Every human was just endangered on that train. And then she's now down here. We're going to see where this arrest is at. You just heard it. That was a witness there, right? That murder on the Pink Line happened with a knife fight.
This is 22 on City Wagon, a battery in progress, 96 in Longwood, 96 in Longwood. Parking lot of Ridge Park, Monica states it's a group of teens fighting each other. Zone 9 station clear.
5 p.m., December 23rd, 2025. Now you got all this fake traffic, right? These buses are jacking up the traffic, right? That's what you got. Fakeness, right? Fake crap. It's all fake. There ain't no traffic here. There ain't nobody down here. It's all fake. I can't get to that. See that? It's all fake. What is this? There ain't nobody here. Look, there's no one walking here. Why is there traffic here? See that?
09204.
Everybody knows it's 519, right? It's the height of rush hour, man. There ain't nobody walking here, man. It's like a clown act, right? They put these buses here on purpose. That's what they're doing. They're running the buses on purpose to like it's pretending to be traffic out here. Right? That's what they're doing. I just figured that out. They might have doubled the buses.
Burglary in progress. 23 West 109. Inside received a call from his neighbor advising the lights are on in his unit. There are people trying to break in. Caller unable to advise if they're going to the front or back door. Zone 9 station clear. Alright, for info, 11th District 10 eyes on one of our straight steals. Last seen northbound Kenton, coming up to Madison. Northbound Kenton approaching Madison. It's going to be a, what is this? A black Honda Civic hatchback. Black Honda Civic hatchback. David Young, 35648. David Young, 35648. Was stolen today and currently has approximately 5 occupants. Let's see, northbound Kenton approaching.
Oh, they're going. Those dudes are going to be carjacking and robbing people, man. That's what they're doing. Clark and Lake Blue Line. That's where we're trying to get to, right? See, that guy didn't stop. See that guy in that scooter? He didn't stop there. You see that shit? So if I would have turned into him, right, what would have happened? That guy in the scooter didn't stop. You seen that, right? Look, there's no one here. I'm telling you. It's all fake construction fakeness. You see that there? There's no one here. I keep saying that. There's no one here. Look, it's completely... This is a hotel here. There's no one here at the hotel. That's a hotel, I think, or a restaurant right there. There's no one here. Don't you see that there?
24, units 24, citywide battery in progress, 7306 North Winchester, 7306 North Winchester, unit 302. Caller says her neighbors are fighting. Nothing further. This is zone 11.
I'm positive. If I look through the CTA memos, I bet you that dude said put extra buses into the streets to cause traffic. It don't make no sense. It makes no sense right now. First of all, no one works downtown on this day. No one. We're done. I told you Friday is the last day of work. Last Friday is the last day of work for office people. There's the skeleton crews that come in and some government people that usually do, but the government people, now they have the whole 2 weeks off. I know all of that. I used to negotiate those contracts. Yeah, well, I kind of know some stuff, right? A little bit. Just a little bit. I don't know everything. Clark and Lake. Yeah. Let's see what they got over here. This is where the ladies with the knife, right? What's up, Ms. Zidor?
5580 West Madison.
Alright, head back eastbound 5580 West Madison. Fresh hit for that black Honda Civic hatchback. Again, David Young, 35648, straight steel occupied 5 times.
So you got dirt bikes on the sidewalks, you got people with knives running around here. You just had a homicide downtown, right? The homicide was right here. Just had a homicide. We had a homicide in downtown Chicago, December 23rd, 2025, on CTA.
We're also going to call here for a modified carjacking. This is going to be from 16th and Central Park. 16th and Central Park will be a modified armed carjacking. Should be a black Nissan Murano. I think it's going to be the Eddie Nora 77628. Eddie Nora 77628. One offender, M1, unknown description. He was armed, unknown direction, flight, nothing further.
There you go.
Come on, Citywide.
Hey, Sean, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We'll be heading to the west side. This is Nissan Murano, you said?
Yeah, the fresh one's going to be a Nissan Murano.
SubX.News down there. See that there? Get all these guys there. They got this guy, something they're going on with that guy there. See that there? There's a lady with a knife over here somewhere, man. All right. I don't know what these guys are doing there, man. See that there? SubX.News. Right? You don't see that. I guess they have one in custody here, right? There we go. We'll see. But the problem is they let the person in from Logan Square, right? There they go, right? There you go. That's the TAC team right there. See that there?
4000 South, white Nissan Sentra, Frank David, 90.
That's the TAC team there. They're cutting out now, right? You see that there? Let's go see what's going on downtown, right? SubX.News. They usually deal drugs in that place.
If you have not yet quite made it to the west side, westbound 95 and Luella. Westbound 95 and Luella. 4012 has eyes on one of our other straight steals. This one's a black Toyota.
Carjacking, stealing, all kinds of stuff happening.
Frank John 35695.
Step 1.
I gotta reset my radio right now. That's what I'm trying to do. It's not reset. I'm gonna leave my car off for a second here. There you go, right? So you seen a lady just had a knife, but we heard it on our radios that she was let go, right? To go all the way down there, right? You can't do law enforcement that way, man. You got to prevent crime, not allow crime. That's the problem with our law enforcement now in Chicago, right? It's allowing crime to happen. They allowed that lady to run on that train all the way into downtown, and again, there was a homicide here, right? You're not supposed to do that stuff. That's bad. That shows bad policing, right? It shows that they're allowing.
City West, if you can send a picture of the vehicle that we're looking for in Zone 8.
Alright, Denver, I don't have it listed as stolen. 5700 AM, you got any light to shed on that?
What's the event on that one?
09207. They said that black Toyota sedan should be stolen. Frank John 35695. It's not yet entered as such.
There ain't nobody here, don't you notice that?
7386 Charlie.
Completely abandoned.
Make sure you get an up and down for Clark and Lake, please.
Yep, upper is 09336, lower is 09337. Alright, a quick update on the carjacking. Gotta correct myself, it's going to be two M1s. Two M1 offenders. Last seen were in all black with firearms. Again, that's for the 2016 Nissan Murano heading north 77628. Fresh carjacking from 16th and Central Park.
West Side carjacking. Now they're gonna go do some stuff, right? You see anybody walking here? Do you see anybody going home on the train? Do you see anybody coming off the train? You don't see no movement here, right? When you have homicides on your train systems, people probably don't want to come on your train system, right? They probably say, you know what? I think I'm gonna sit home. I'm gonna order some Chinese food. And I'm not gonna go get murdered in my downtown Chicago. Ready to go? Let's go. I might take a break and then we'll go do some Christmas lights somewhere, right? Mother. Merry Christmas, Mizzy Dorp. I wish we could do more for them. His name was Larry that got beat up by those kids, man. He got into that coma. He got beat up pretty good. That's pretty nasty what they did to that man. And he was helping them. Did you read that story? They asked him for money. He was gonna give them money, and they beat him into a coma. Did you hear that? That was on Cicero Avenue, West Side. So here's a guy. He's getting on the bus. Young kids, whatever. He doesn't treat them bad, right?
Hey, Juan, what kind of vehicle was the red car?
Let's see, man. Where's all the action at, man?
We don't know. The red car came from the person who originally called us in. Just said that they thought they were trying to.
So who's buying the eggnog today? SubX.News. SubX. What's up, SubX? Be safe. You got radio, TV people here, man. You got the lady that's...
It's plate from Toyota that they're using on a red Acura.
You got some roughnecks looking there, man.
Oh, okay. So it's on a red Acura, but they're using the Toyota plate?
You got some young guys there, young Hispanics over there, man. People come down here for action, man. They want to get into it, man. See that there? There's a group of them right there. You don't need to be black. There's white dudes down here messing around too. Whites, blacks, Asians, Hispanics. Don't get confused with race, man. Those Ku Klux Klan people that are talking about this and that, man. You need to be careful for them. The white dude supplies drugs down here. A white guy supplies the drugs to these people, or used to. Down here. A white guy is the drug supplier down here. A white dude. Yeah, don't get confused by colors, man. That's just silliness there.
That's up, Charlie. Go ahead, Charlie. Alright, I think I heard street stop Grand Red 10-4-09387.
That's why you can't allow that simple vagrancy, loitering, hanging around, smoking weefers and all of that, man. You need to shut all that down. It creates an atmosphere of criminality. That's the problem. It's not harmful, kind of get it? It is harmful. That's the point. All right, where are we going to? Why don't we go around here? We'll go back about an hour. How about that?
I'm sorry, you said it was 11, and then what was the rest of the numbers?
11, 5, 5.
That is 08663.
4754.
4754.
Show me clear, and can I get a homeland at 1300 West Jackson?
10-4.
City units in 14 and Citywide, a person with a knife to Belmont, Blue Line, 3355 West Belmont, 3355 West on Belmont. CTA is calling this one in. There's a female black holding a knife threatening passengers. It's on the 6th rail car, car number 7102. The train is standing at the station facing northbound. The offender's wearing a purple hat, beige hoodie, black jacket. I have nothing further on it. 14th District, Zone 3.
Hi, in Belmont, the Blue Line of Belmont. Female black wearing a purple hat, beige hoodie, and black jacket. She's armed with a knife, threatening passengers on board car number 7102, which should be the 6th rail car standing northbound, Belmont.
7397.
739.
Spoke to your caller. I told her to go to another station, but because she's threatening the CTA here, and CTA won't let her on, so if she keeps calling, you close that out.
Perfect, thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Stolen Sam, yeah, we got eyes on that northbound train there. When that apparently on the platform could be still on.
10-4.
6595 King.
6595 King.
I guess RD 45114.
Yep, that's gonna be John, 532601. 532601. And event for 08663. 08663.
That's cool.
234 units in 18 minutes anyway. Event for North West in progress at 121 West CBS. For male white home out of the store. Beard, gray, salt, and pepper hair. Navy blue coat, nothing further than purpose.
For the units in 14 and citywide, a ticket of shots fired. The 1300 block of North Washtenaw. 1317 through 1323 north on Washtenaw. Just one call so far. The caller says he heard 4 shots fired. Saw 2 men in that area. One was wearing all black with white letters on the back. It was a male white. We're now getting a second call at Hirsch and Maplewood. Maplewood and Hirsch for 3 gunshots heard in the area. Nothing further. 14th District, zone 3.
Alright, Charlie. Alright, that is 08769.
For the units in 28 citywide, I have a hot fire ticket, 6746 North Washington. 5 gunshots heard. I was taking care of a female screaming, also coming from the north end of the block. Is the fire condition police on the left. Seven out. Street stop, Grand Road.
08877.
7304 staff.
004 Sam, good afternoon.
Can I get an event number for 96 on the red up on the lower?
Yeah, saying 08890, 08891.
Park.
3205.
Okay, let me get lunch for 3949 north. 7380 David.
793 David.
Red line Roosevelt on the floor, please.
Yeah, 08912, 08914.
Radio check.
It's a decent signal.
Funny is the 7 off the flag. I got a person with a gun, 620 UES, 911 cell. Got a person with a gun walking down the street. Walking westbound 614 Halsted, male wearing all black gray shoes. But 3 other males, the one with the gun is the tallest one of them. I have no further conversation.
Chicago Boulevard Radio time is 1700 hours on 23rd day of December 2025. Chicago Boulevard Radio.
Yes, 20 City West FM Progress, 4801 North Lincoln at the Walgreens. 4801 North Lincoln, Walgreens is calling. There's a male still inside the store. He's a male, black blue jeans, black jacket, green hoodie with a black face mask. That's perfect. Zone up.
7383 Adam.
78 down.
Thank you. 2 event numbers, upper and lower, 90% of red.
Yep, that is 08970 and 08971.
Charlie.
788 Charlie.
Can I get you this number for Blue Line, Halsted, upper and lower?
Yep, that is 09007, 09007.
The cops are down there for some. We're going to go around this side. See what they're doing out there, right? This is the metro station.
786 Adam.
6 and Blue Line. They got 2 event numbers, upper and lower.
Yeah, that's 09041, 09042.
624 units of 6 on the citywide. We're getting a ticket of shots fired at 7711 South on Champlain. Mike is the caller that he heard some gunshots and seeing a car in the alley. That's all we have. There's a little white 4-door SUV.
They cut out, right?
Unit 10-5 in citywide, unit 7 in progress, 150 west, 127, 150 west, 127, that's the DC. Caller states there's a male standing inside Drive, this is the second time comes steel, male black, black jacket, blue jeans, 0966.
Unison 1 to Citywide, a person with a knife, 203 north from south. 203 north from south, blue line platform, female black.
That's the one from Logan Square.
Black jacket, certain canine security with a knife in hand. First district zone 1.
Target Clark and Lake on the blue line. Clark and Lake blue line for person with a knife. If anyone's in the area.
7317, that may be our lady from Belmont.
You visual on her? Search on Sam, you got the visual?
Oh, stand by.
Okay.
Sam, looks like they've CC18 on Macy's, but they're on the platform, middle of the platform, Clark and Lake blue line.
Alright, we're doing eyes on our middle of the platform. CTA security's with her now.
3213?
3213.
Can you show me again?
Over. Side up, shot. Alright, 09122.
6570 ball.
6570 ball.
Evening squad, can I get a firearm investigation? 201 North Garland Court.
If you want an adventure, this is where you go. Right there on that little walkway there. That takes you to Maggie Daly Park right there, man. I had a video of that before.
09136.
10-4, thank you.
Here.
What was the full description on that female? Clark and Lake.
It's going to be a female black wearing a purple hat, beige hoodie, and black jacket.
Alright, yes. No one, David, shows over here. Blue, Clark and Lake in blue.
No one, David, never.
7-3 now, Adam. We got one detained. Blue line, what's up?
One detained at 1717.
One, David, do we have a...
I'm sorry, David, say that again?
For victim.
No victim. Sounds like it was just called in by CTA saying that she was threatening the security.
So she was allowed to ride the train from Belmont. Got what happened with that one? You understand, right? That's why I replayed that whole tape.
Charlie.
I'm doing a firearms investigation.
I replayed that whole incident so everybody heard it. That lady was on the blue line by Belmont, by Logan Square. They knew she had a knife. They didn't stop her. They didn't detain her. They didn't stop the trains. They let her drive all the way down into downtown. We just had a homicide on the pink line, and it started with a knife fight. Imagine that. The police allowed someone to ride on a train that was a danger to everyone around them, and they allowed it. Not even 24 hours after. That's what I'm making this. I'm making this very clear. Not even 24 hours. 12 hours. 12 hours. 24 hours, whatever you want to say. After a homicide that started with a knife fight on a train, they allowed a lady from Belmont Blue Line with a knife, threatening people, threatening securities to get on the train and ride all the way into downtown Chicago. All the way in from Logan Square. That's what the Chicago police allowed. They endangered everyone on that train. They endangered everyone on Belmont platform. They endangered everyone on the Clark and Lake Blue Line. They endangered everyone. That's what just happened. That's what you just heard. You just heard that whole sequence of events. That's one sequence of one event. This happens hundreds, if not thousands of times daily. You can hear it from these radio calls. Oh, it's the regulars. Oh, it's just her. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. They don't arrest these people until they do something, right? That's what they do. And that's very dangerous to have a police department that allows crime to happen. They allowed that crime to happen. They probably allowed that crime to happen last night because they let those people sleep on the train. They let those people smoke their weeds and their cracks and do their drugs, right? And then it happens where there's a homicide, right? There's a homicide that happened in Chicago on a train on December 23rd, 2025. That's a fact. It's a fact. That's it. It's over with, right? That's what happened. Yeah. You can't go backwards no more, right? We're gonna do a little positive over here, I think.
Yeah, sure. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We'll be heading to the west side. This is Nissan Murano, you said?
Yeah, the fresh one's going to be a Nissan Murano. It's black in color. Should be only the one occupant who was the offender. It was an M1. No further description. He was armed.
All right, that one. What's the event on that one?
That one's going to be 09093. 09093. 3212.
Well,
been out for reckless, northbound from 4000 south, white Nissan Sentra, Frank David, 98437, swerving and almost hit a couple cars. And PH1?
What is it? 548, right? It's 5:48 p.m. December 23rd, 2025. SubX.News on the spot reporting. We're in downtown Chicago. It's a beautiful day. It's 50 degrees out, man. It's like summertime out here. It's right before Christmas. It's Christmas Eve of the eve of Christmas Eve, right? It's the eve of Christmas Eve, right? Now take a look at this. You would think with such beautiful weather and the holidays here, these sidewalks, the Riverwalk, would be packed. Wouldn't you think that? Wouldn't you think this would be packed? It's a beautiful day. Look at that. It's beautiful out there. There's some people out here, but there's no one out here. Zero out here. See that there? You got Navy Pier over there. Beautiful attraction. You got a bunch of condos there. You got a bunch of hotels there. That's a main hotel right there, by the way. I stayed at that one. You got the Wrigley Building, Tribune Building, all this. But there's no one. We're going to do one more spin because we were just on State Street. We were just on Michigan Avenue. No one there, no one there. Now we're on the famous Riverwalk. There's no one here. Zero. Nobody here. It's a beautiful day to be on the Riverwalk. There's no tourists. There's nobody here. There's no residents, there's no tourists, there's no people from anywhere around here. Look at that, it's empty. See that there? There you go. SubX.News on the spot reporting. Downtown Chicago. Riverwalk's empty. There you go. Ready to go. That's the main pound, by the way. If anything happens to you in downtown, you get towed or you get in an accident, that's where your car comes, right here. There we go. Oh, you've seen it with your own eyes.
If you have not yet quite made it to the west side, westbound 95 and Luella. Westbound 95 and Luella. 4012 has eyes on one of our other straight deals. This one's a black Toyota sedan.
Riverwalk completely empty today. It's beautiful 50-degree weather. Not even residents, not Christmas tourists, nobody. Kind of sad. December 23rd, 2025, about 5:50 p.m. There's nobody out here. It's a beautiful day to be out. There's nobody out here, right? Sad, isn't it? Ready to get out of here or what? Where are we going next? What do you guys think? I might take a break and then we'll go do some, maybe we'll do some Christmas lights or something somewhere. I'm gonna think about some Christmas lights. How about that? Maybe I finish going through downtown. Maybe we'll go on Upper Wacker now. I'll go up, we'll take Wacker all the way out of downtown, right? Maybe we'll go hit Fulton Market and then I'll just go home. We'll call it a day. And then maybe I might go out and do some Christmas lights or something like that tonight. How about that? Is that a fair thing? Why don't we do that? We'll go back a few minutes. Why don't we go back? There we go.
Eastbound 550 West Madison. Alright, head back eastbound 5580 West Madison. Fresh in for that black Honda Civic hatchback. Get David Young 35648, straight to the occupied 55.
What's up? It's beautiful out today, huh? You guys have a good Christmas. That's a beautiful dog you got there. And this, whatever, that was big furry one, right? But we're gonna go up. We gotta get up somehow. I don't know how to get up here. We're gonna go up above me, right? We're gonna go up on Wacker. That's what we're gonna do. I don't know how to get up there, right? Oh, over here, I think. Carjacking, 16th and Central Park. Armed carjacking, 16th and Central Park.
Should be a black Nissan Murano. Black Nissan Murano.
Black Nissan Murano.
I think it's going to be the Eddie Nora. Yeah, Eddie Nora 77628. Eddie Nora 77628. One offender, M1, unknown description. He was armed, unknown direction, flight on the front.
PH1 Citywide.
PH1, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We'll be heading to the west side. This is Nissan Murano, you said?
Yeah, the first one's going to be a Nissan Murano. It's black in color. Should be only the one occupant who was the offender. It was an M1. No further description. He was armed.
Alright, that one.
What's the event on that one? That one's going to be 09093. 09093.
Something just happened over here. It's all blocked off.
Well, been out for reckless, northbound from 4000 south. White Nissan Sentra, Frank David, 98437. Swerving and almost hit a couple cars. And PH1?
PH1.
If you have not yet quite made it to the west side, westbound 95 and Luella. Westbound 95 and Luella.
4012 has eyes on one of our other straight steals. This one's a black Toyota sedan. Frank John 356.
It's all blocked off here. See that there?
That's one. Investigation citywide, if you can send a picture of the vehicle we're looking for in zone 8.
Alright, 10-4. I don't have it listed as stolen. 5700M, you got any lights to shed on that?
What's the event on that one?
09207. They said that black Toyota sedan should be stolen. Frank John 35695. Not yet entered as such.
7386 Charlie, the air.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Can you get an up and down for Clark and Lake, please?
Yep, upper is 09336, lower is 09337.
Looks like a bus had an accident. That's what it is.
Alright, a quick update on the carjacking. Gotta correct myself. It's going to be two M1 offenders. Last seen were in all black with firearms. And that's for the 2016 Nissan Murano, Eddie Norris 77628, fresh carjacking for 16th Central Park.
H4, what kind of vehicle was the red car?
We don't know. The red car was...
SubX.News on the spot reporting. Lower Wacker Drive. It looks like there's an accident up here. This is Lower Wacker we're on. That's Lower Michigan Avenue. There's a bus there with lights going on over there. So something happened. Maybe a car accident or something. It's December 23rd, 2025, 5:59 p.m. It's SubX.News. We're live. We're reporting here from the downtown Chicago area. We just had a person with a knife on the blue line. We had a homicide about 14 hours ago on the pink line in downtown. So we got a lot of stuff going on. It was an armed robbery, a guy with a Glock and a drum mag. This morning there was also a homicide down on 95th. We got a lot of stuff happening in Chicago. Again, this is a car accident on Lower Wacker Drive over here with a bus, it looks like. That's what we're going to look at up here. And you're listening to their live radio calls. There's a carjacking happening now, too.
You told me with Charlie on the top over here at Graham.
595 Charlie. Can I grab an RV for 5114 from this address, please?
You got it. John 532-692. 532-692. Same event number 092.
Yeah, it looks like an accident here with the bus. Got it?
You're welcome.
I don't know what's going on.
So I did find a kid, Frank John 35965, on an Acura RDX 85.
Frank John 359.
Oh, he's scraping the edge there is what it is.
Where was it at?
He's gonna bag it up. See that? He scraped the edge.
That was 11,111. So like getting off, getting off the 601 or continuing southbound.
Alright, time for it.
H4 more that way. How long ago was that?
And there we go, right? There you go, SubX.News. SubX.News. There you go. The bus must have hit the edge over there. See that there? They're trying to get these guys out of here, right? Look at that. SubX.News on the spy report. It looks like the bus hit the edge over there. See that there? I'll get out of your way in a second. I'm just getting some news, all right? All right, guys. SubX.News. What's up? Oh, man, you got a fresh cut, bro. For Christmas, didn't you? You're waiting for Santa Claus, my brother. Oh, man, that's a tight one there, brother. All right, this guy over here. Oh, man, he's like jammed in here. See that there? So the bus is there. They're here. I don't know what happened here, man. It's all And look at that guy. He got a nice haircut there, man. Say, don't be hiding from your wife and stuff, my brother. So there you go, right? There you go. CTA bus smashed up over here. SubX.News on the spot reporting. I don't know what bus this is. 8307. He tried to get through over here. See that? See that there? It's too tight there, man. See that? We're over here. This is Lower Wacker Drive. This is Michigan Avenue, I'm pretty sure, right? We're under Michigan. So there you go, man. He didn't make it there. See that there? So they're trying to get through here, man. See that there? They're going to see if they back him up. We're going to see this operation, man. We might see a rescue here. You should back up, man. Why not, man? There you go. We can't go on the other side. That's too dangerous there. See that there? SubX.News on the spot report. We got a bus jammed here, right? See that there? I don't know what's happening here. I guess they're just leaving them here, man. That guy might back it out of here. Look at that. All right, man. We're going to see a rescue here, man. Live on TV. Pay per view. There we go. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to back this baby out. Right? And rescue this bus here. SubX.News on the spot report. I think it's 6 p.m., right? December 23rd, 2025. We're right here. This is Lower Wacker Drive, man. This is the bowels of the city. This is Wacker. I think that's Michigan Avenue right there. All right, so this guy's going to back it up. There we go. Let's see him rescue this bus here. It's jammed in here. If you see this, it's jammed, man. Watch this. So the bus is jammed. It's like too long for this thing. See that there? There we go. There we go. There we go, man. Oh, man, that cracked that baby. It's only plastic. That ain't nothing, man. That's just plastic. That ain't nothing, man. Rip that crap off, man. I got my Jeep. I ain't got no plastic on mine. There you go. That's a good bus driver there, man. That guy knows what he's doing. There we go. Whoa! We rescued the bus here, man. Check that out. It's only a little bit of plastic. That ain't nothing, man. See that there? There we go. We rescued it. Now they got to keep going because they got a red light or whatever. That's it, man. I got to get out of here because I'm blocking traffic now. Good job, brother. Good job. Good job. There, man. Look at all that traffic there. All right, let's get out of here. Let's keep moving. It's only a piece of plastic that was broken, all right? SubX.News on the spot report, huh? That's the time right there, right? There we go. We're gonna get out of here, right? Hey, they didn't bust nothing, man. They make a big deal out of nothing there. It's only plastic, man. SubX.News. Thanks for watching. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Thanks everybody on Citizen. We're gonna keep moving, all right? But it's a happy ending, I guess. We're gonna turn here, so I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get out of here, man. We're gonna go down Lower Wacker. How about that? We're gonna go straight. Man, they got a bunch of buses down here, man. There you go. That's the bus that was rescued. There you go. SubX.News on the spot reporting 6:06 p.m. You seen a stuck bus. Now you seen the bus unstuck. There you go. Be safe. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Wherever you're watching from, whatever you're doing, be safe. Have a happy holidays. Merry Christmas with you and your families. Always be safe. SubX.News, live on the spot reporting, Chicago, Illinois. We're in downtown Chicago. Only guys doing this. Stuck bus, Lower Wacker Drive, 6 p.m., December 23rd, 2025. Person stabbed. We gotta get that call. Somebody was just stabbed on the, I think they said on the CTA. That's a bad thing happening, right?
Frequency mode.
Maybe we'll have to go on live.
Please helicopter on Steve 1.
I gotta get over, right? I want to pop up. That's what I want to do. I think I can pop up over here, right?
Where you guys calling us?
Yeah, they're looking for you on zone 8.
Alright, 10-4.
Woo! Alright, we're out of Lower Wacker. It's a little exciting down there, ain't it? We said we're going to Fulton Market, right? That's where we're going?
Thank you, Lone Stacks, McClure in North Water.
Merry Christmas, Music. We're gonna go this way. We're gonna go over to the Fulton Market District, right? And we're gonna, and I think that'll be it. We might do something else here. I might go check something else. I'm gonna go see these. I'm not gonna say, I ain't gonna backdoor myself back, by the way, so.
Houston to a city wagon, call the person with a gun, 4856 South Cottage. Chanel says their son has a gun and he's got to go. He's been drinking and using drugs. It's 4856 Cottage, person with a gun in 2. Zone 7 clear.
That's bad, her case. She don't want her own kid around, huh?
Houston to a city wagon, call the person with a gun, 4856 South Cottage. Chanel says their son has a gun and he's got to go. He's been drinking and using drugs. 4856 Cottage, person with a gun in 2.
The numbers upper and lower.
09778
Let's pull over. That was a good call there, man.
86 Adam. Some blue line. The numbers upper and lower.
09778
Houston to a city wagon, call the person on 4856 South Cottage. Chanel says the son has a gun and he's got to go. He's been drinking and using drugs. 4856 Cottage, person with a gun in 2. Clear.
86 Adam. Some blue line.
Her son's got to go. He's been drinking and got a gun. 54th and Cottage.
Houston to a city wagon, call the person on 4856 South Cottage. Chanel says the son has a gun and he's got to go. He's been drinking and using drugs. 4856 Cottage, person with a gun in 2. Clear.
He's got to go.
Some blue line. The numbers upper and lower.
09778
Houston 17 Citywide, that's in progress. 3348 West Belmont, 3348 Belmont, recovery, LCF.
We're gonna try another We're gonna try another, see if it's clear on another channel, alright? That little choppy there, right? Where am I at? We're gonna try on this channel here. We're gonna try on Chrome now, right? We'll see how that sounds.
3216. 16. Run a license for me, please. No, with it. George 650-749-9784.
The son has a gun and he's gotta go.
It's a little better.
Eddie and David.
Stand by 1 second, please.
It's 2 event numbers. Red White Roosevelt.
Stand by 1 second, please.
Alright, ready to go. Let's go.
Alright, they got a valid driver's license 16. They will be clear. No warrants, no warrants. Okay, they photo of it on the phone, so I needed it on the box. Thank you, though. Alright, no problem. And, I'm sorry, seatbelt unit was coming in.
7385 David and Eddie.
Go ahead.
I get 2 event numbers for Roosevelt Red Line.
09807 to 09808.
I'm sorry, Clark, can you repeat those 2 numbers?
09807 to 09808.
10-4.
I got a second unit trying to come in.
2387 David.
87 David, go.
We're back and forth park. We've got a disturbance with a zebra. I'll advise.
What's your location?
What do you think?
What is your location?
Jefferson Park.
Okay. Can we get that event number for Jefferson Park? 09814. Units in the 10th District in the citywide getting a robbery just occurred, 3824 West 14th. That's 14th Street and Independence. Caller says 6 people, a mix of male blacks and female blacks, grabbed her from behind, took her shoes and headphones. No descriptions, no weapons advised, none further. This is over 10. Adam. 87 Adam. 85 Adam. 85. That number for upper and lower, 95th in the red, and you can show 7385 boy with us. Take event number.
There ain't nobody down here. It's completely empty, man. It's abandoned. It's not nobody down here either. check the chocolate factory out, right? Ain't nobody down here. It's completely empty. And that's sad.
David.
87 David.
Hi, Frank, this for now. We're jumping the front for now.
They did. They cleaned the whole place
Is that
out.
5 Frank Paul? Zebra.
They cleaned this place
Hi,
out.
Frank, and give us the number.
There's no zebra on this?
Everything's fine, squad. Hi, Frank.
Alright, event number 09814. The second event is 09844.
6:18 p.m. December 23rd, 2025. The abandoned chocolate parrot fact. December 23rd, 2025. SubX.News on the spot reporting. 6:20 p.m. The abandoned chocolate factory drug tent camp. We heard they were going to be removed. The last time we were here, we were threatened to be shot by a drug dealer. There's Venezuelans that used to be here selling drugs. The Venezuelans told the black dude that I was down here. That's what happened here. So it looks like they cleared this whole place out. Look at that. It's completely cleared out. So think about it. I was threatened to be killed by a drug dealer about a place that they don't own. And that's what I keep saying. You're fighting over stuff that you don't own. And then you're threatening people's lives and families.
4947 Princess on the one. Teresa Vargas calls attempt to stop her son from fighting. One of them also struck her daughter. No weapons on 13 different 96 clear.
There you go. And they're because they're building the Bally's Casino. Here, look. The Bally's Casino is that building there by the lights there. You see those lights right there? Right in the middle. That's the Bally's Casino. That's the Bally's Casino. That building right there, that's the concrete. So I was threatened here a few weeks ago by some drug dealer with his migrant buddies. And now what? They're all gone anyways. So what are we fighting about? Who are we threatening, right? So all this is gone. See that there? The chocolate factory drug camp is gone. So this is what I gotta say. Capitalism works. This is capitalism. The guys that are running that casino over there say, you need to get rid of those because we're going to do something over here. I don't know what they're going to do. They said they're going to demolish this chocolate factory. They might build a hotel here or something like that. But capitalism works. That's what capitalism does. Think about it. We have a socialist progressive mayor. For how long did I come down here and show you guys how filthy, nasty this was? Drug dealing. Johnny Boom Boom, another YouTuber, was attacked down here. It's completely cleaned out. It wasn't cleaned out because of the progressive or the socialist DSA politicians. It wasn't cleaned out because of Prequinkle. It wasn't cleaned out because of Pritzker. It wasn't cleaned out because of Brandon Johnson. It was cleaned out by the capitalists that said you need to get rid of those drug dealers. Look, they even cleaned all the murals here. My buddy Ramenstatik. Look at that. All the murals were clean. Look at that. All the murals. Everything's been cleaned out. See that there? They wiped everything out. That's what a capitalist does. That's what they did with the Frankie Knuckles place right down the street. I showed you that, right? About 4 years ago. They wiped out the Frankie Knuckles wall. Not down there. I showed you that. So this is what happens. They love the murals. They love the slumming. They love acting like they're in the city. But when it's time to make money, they kick everybody out. Capitalism works. They're gone. So anyone who says capitalism is about drug dealing and crime and mayhem is lying to you. They lie to you. Here, one more time. I'm going to make a U-turn right here and we're going to end the video, right? Look. See that? There's no tent there. There used to be tents all over here, right? There was tents everywhere. Now, they left the murals here on Hubbard. You see that? The Hubbard mural wall. But what did they do? All of this area here, they whitewashed. Do you see that there? It's called whitewashing. All of these murals. You can check all my videos. Check Chocolate Factory. Everything is cleaned out. They cleaned all the murals out here. I know the muralists that did it here. Look, again, one more time. Capitalism works. This is what happens when the capitalist says you need to clean the drug dealing out. You need to clean the crime. And you know what? I don't want none of that graffiti around. You can call it walls. You can call it art. I don't want it. So what happens when the capitalist says that? The city came and did it. So now it gets to the point of, who really is Brandon Johnson? Why would he erase all that graffiti? Why would he kick out the people that he let live here for all his whole term in office? He's now 3 years in office. Brandon Johnson let all the people here. We got people doing needles here. There was prostitution here. Look at that. One more time. This is what happens when capitalism gets in charge. They cleaned the whole place out, and they even spray painted all the walls clean, even the murals. See that? One more time. We're going to go around. And make sure I'm going to show you guys this. Everybody that talks about capitalism is bad is lying to you. Lying to you. This is what capitalism does. Got that? It's cleaned out. Capitalism cleaned this place. The Bally's Casino people cleaned this place. They said, you need to clean this up. This is where I got threatened to be shot. A guy said, I'm going to kill you. And I got emails and text messages that I was going to get killed, and so was my family going to get killed. Right from this place right here. Look at that nice little bunny rabbit. You see the bunny rabbit running over there? Look at the bunny rabbit. Man, he's going fast, ain't he? See the bunny rabbit right there? See the bunny rabbit right there? Look. It's a rabbit there. You see him right there? It's a rabbit. Here, you want to see? It's a rabbit right there. See the rabbit right there? Again, capitalism cleaned out the chocolate factory drug criminal camp. There you go. SubX.News on the spot reporting. It is 6:25 p.m. December 23rd, 2025. The drug camp has been cleaned out over here by the Bloomer Chocolate Factory. It's gone. We're gonna see if we can find out where these guys are, right? The Chocolate Factory drug camp and the drug criminal encampment has been cleared out by capitalism. This is the place where we were threatened to be shot 2 weeks ago. It wasn't socialists, it wasn't progressives, it was the capitalists that were building the Bally's Casino that finally cleaned this place out of drugs, crime, and homeless dystopia. About 6:15 p.m., December 23rd, 2025. Capitalism works. All right, we're gonna go. See if they're over here now. That's the Bally's Casino right there. That's the Bally's right there. Did you see that? That's all cleaned out. Completely clean, whitewashed. Even the walls are spray painted. See that there? Oh man, you got carjackers over here. I better slow down. I gotta watch what I'm doing. There's some carjackers over here, it looks like.
On the homicide. 09829.
Did you guys just see that? You just seen the example, right? There you go, man. Gotta check back here, right? You see that they cleaned that whole place on. They opened this business here since we've been coming back here 3 years. Capitalism cleaned that place out. Got that? No other place. Now they're fixing this stuff up. See that there? This used to be a shelter here.
Here's a nice citywide Kenneth Auto Progress, 3630 Damon. Dave says the male when a dark mask following him. It's on 13 East 9 Texas, please.
This is a Salvation Army here. Look, that dude's running some kind of electric car thing there, man. That was abandoned for, I don't know, since I've been coming back here. Years. See that there? Got that? That's how, see how he's got the lights on and everything? There you go, man. Let's hear some radio calls. Let's catch up right on the crime, rather than me just keep talking, right?
He's gotta go. Been drinking, using drugs.
He's gotta go. That's her kid.
Please helicopter on 211.
Blue line, the VIN number is upper and lower.
Looking for you on zone 11.
0977.
We copy.
This is 17 Citywide, that's in progress. 3348 West Belmont, 3348 Belmont. Discovery, LC staff says it's female white dealing with loss. Thinking about the first further
3260. 16. George 650-7849-9784. Miss Green, and put it on the box, please.
9385 Eddie and David.
Stand by 1 second.
Roosevelt.
Stand by 1 second, please.
Charlie. 7389 Charlie.
I got a valid drop light.
2 numbers, 1 for upper, 1 lower for Clark and Lake Redline. I have Moya with me as well.
Hold on, on the phone.
I got 09976.
No problem. And
09980.
Go ahead.
Numbers for Roosevelt Redline.
09807.
That's one real quick.
098
09980.
Sorry, can you repeat those two numbers?
09807. 09808.
10-4.
I got a second unit trying to come in.
2387 Davis.
87 Davis now.
We're back and forth hard. We've got the disturbance for the zebra. I'll advise.
What's your location?
What do you need?
What is your location?
Jefferson Park.
Okay.
There you go,
Hey,
man.
Clark, can we get that number for Jefferson Park?
09814.
87 District Citywide getting a robbery just occurred 3824 West 14th Street in Independence. Caller says 6 people going by cabin behind liquor shoes and headphones. No description.
I can copy that at all. 115 route on the bus north.
7385 Adam.
87 Adam.
85 Adam.
North,
Just that number for Lower 95th in the red, and you can show
so you're riding the train, Blue Line north from Jefferson Park.
Take event number
09994, 09994.
7387 David.
87 David.
Alright, Frank, this for now. We're at Jefferson Park for now.
You said 5 Frank Paul? Zebra.
Alright, Frank, and give us the event number.
There's no zebra on this?
Everything's fine, squad. Fine, Frank.
Alright, event number 09814.
Units from Green Citywide getting calls to shots fired. Greenwood and Marquette. Anonymous calls said they heard 2 shots from an unknown male on the west side of Greenwood between a black sedan and a white SUV. Had on dark hat, dark pants. She thinks he may have been the shooter. She didn't see the weapon, but she heard it around Greenwood and Marquette. And shots fired at 3. Don't have a clear.
Shooter, somebody was shot, right?
7388 Charlie.
7387 Adam.
88 Charlie.
Brad, can we get an event number for Blue Line closer up there lower?
I'm sorry, what was the event number for?
098.
Can I get the event number for Blue Line Ride? You said Blue Line Ride? Train ride across the Blue Line. Yeah, the Blue Line is the railroad line. Goes from there to there, there to there.
Get
From Jefferson Park to where?
09879 and 098.
10008, 10008.
09880, 09879.
There's a shooting.
7373.
So you riding the train, Blue Line north from Jefferson Park? Alright, 09994, 09994.
I got 10014 and 10018.
Units from Green Citywide getting calls to shots fired. Greenwood and Marquette. Anonymous calls said they heard 2 shots from an unknown male on the west side of Greenwood between a black sedan and a white SUV. Had on dark hat, dark pants. She thinks he may have been the shooter. She didn't see the weapon, but she heard it around Greenwood and Marquette, and shots fired at 3. Zone 7 clear.
7387 Adam.
87 Adam.
Can I get a event number for a Blue Line Ride?
I'm sorry, what do you need as a number for?
Can I get a event number for a Blue Line Ride?
You said Blue Line Ride?
Train ride across the Blue Line.
Yeah, the Blue Line is a very long line. From there to there, there to there. Now, we're going to turn, we're going to get off.
From Jefferson Park to where?
10008, 10008.
7673.
7373.
Well, let me get 2 on that 69 and state rear line, up and down.
I got 10014 and 10018.
And there's all kinds of cubby holes where they hang. Oh, there they are. They all moved them right here, man. That's what they did. They just moved them right over here. On to wherever the, what are we on here? What are we on? This Plains? I don't even know what road. This is Milwaukee? And we might be on Milwaukee, right? Oh, yeah, we're on Milwaukee, man. That's what they did. All right, there we go. SubX.News on the spot reporting. We just showed you that they cleared out that chocolate factory area of the drug tents and migrants and the criminals there, and then we're going over here and we just found these guys over here on Milwaukee Avenue here. Look at that. See that there? So that's how the city operates. They really don't fix the problem. They just move it around into different areas. See that there? It's 6:38 p.m. December 23rd, 2025. Tents are moved now over here to Milwaukee Avenue. There you go. And those are brand new tents. A Marymount tent, man. You know how much that tent is? That's a couple of $100 tent. Somebody's giving out expensive tents. There you go. You just seen it here. Exclusively or whatever. The first scoop. There you go. Milwaukee Avenue. The Bloomer tents have now moved over to Milwaukee Avenue. We'll look for them. They're probably all around here, right? SubX.News on the spot reporting. There you go. You just seen it, right? So they didn't fix the problem. They just moved the problem. The city didn't fix the problem, they just moved the problem. From the chocolate factory over here to Milwaukee Avenue. There's brand new tents over here. Guess who's living? Think they might be from the...
Units in Citywide, getting a person with a knife. 3241 West 26th Street, that's 26 and Sawyer at the Cricket. Male Hispanic with a beard, blue and black jacket. He's inside the store.
6:40 p.m. December 23rd, 2025.
Yes, it's Citywide, getting a person with a knife. 3241 West 26th Street, 26 and Sawyer at the Cricket. Male Hispanic with a beard, blue and black jacket.
We get an upper and a lower for Carson Lake.
We get a upper and a lower for Carson Lake.
10066 and event number 10067. 3216. 10066 and number 10067.
There's motorist northbound of the drive, 3619 north.
So think about this. The capitalist says, clean this stuff out. I'm spending money, clean out the chocolate factory. The fake, progressive, communist, lying piece of crap that just got a $17 billion budget said, I clean. Yeah, I clean, right? That's what he says. He jumps up and down like an idiot. And guess what he did? He pushed these guys down the street, gave them some new tents, says it's done, it's fixed. That's what the city does. It pushes the problem, it doesn't fix the problem. You just seen it with your own eyes.
3619 north.
You just seen it. Right here, SubX.News. Live reporting. We didn't look. Here. Here, let me say this. We didn't know that was going to happen. We didn't want to go there because we were threatened to be shot. We might still be shot. We don't know what's going on. These killers, these criminal killers, they run around the city. Right? Doing all kinds of wild stuff. Right? Oh, man, look at this. It's pretty nice over here. Look at that. Check this out, man. This is nice, ain't it? Man, one day I might get enough money to live up here. Look at that. It's pretty nice up here. See that there? Oh, man, I'm in a one way in the wrong way here. Look at that. This is all... Man, look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? So think about it. The capitalist says, get rid of these guys. Clean it up. They do it. We're all happy. We post our videos saying, ooh. Regular people, right? Regular Joe Schmoes, guy driving around in his car, live feeding, ducking and dodges from the drug dealers trying to kill him, right? Watching for the homicides that are happening and the stabbings that are happening in downtown, and then we're all excited. We're like, oh, we see a little bit of hope. We see a little bit of tiny, tiny, tiny hope. We see this, look at it, it's all cleaned up, it's nice, capitalism is working, and then when the progressive scumbag, the progressive scum, the scum, leech, the leech, Brandon Johnson's a leech, he never worked in his life, he never had a job. That man's, check his record, he's never had a job. When the leech then touches it, the capitalist cleans it up, then the leech gets a hold of it, right? What do we see? We see he didn't clean it, he just moved it. That's what we see. That's what the leech does, right? He takes the money from the capitalists, the guys that are building that valleys, they're paying for that stuff, right? Taxes, all these fees. You know how hard it is to build a casino? There's some mob guys connected to that too. Whatever, mob or not, it doesn't matter. You know how much it takes to build a casino? A lot. And that was the freedom thing. That they tore down. That was the old Tribune printing plant over there. That was a lot of work. Whatever you think, it's billions of dollars. What does the leech do? What does the little leech do? The pointy-headed leech. He's a leech. He pushes the people to the next corner. Just like they do with those, I told you the story, what they used to do with those car meets. They were just pushing them to the next block. They did the same thing. Same thing. We're gonna end up here. We're gonna keep moving a little bit. We're gonna end up at 7 because I think we started at 4, right? We're gonna check out. I have a feeling I know where a lot of these guys went. There's an encampment down here. So that's what the leech did, right? Did you see it? He moved the tents. Block or two away. And there's a business right there. Did you see that right on the corner of Milwaukee there? It's Milwaukee and Des Plaines, I believe. Put the tents right there. It's illegal to have a tent in Chicago. You can't live on a tent in Chicago. It's illegal. It's against the building code. Yet the city allows it, right? In fact, those guys had a Maremont. Is that how you pronounce it? Tent. That one tent you seen, that was a $200 to $300 tent there. That one there, the Maremont. That's what the guys that climb Mount Everest use. Oh, that dude with that white BMW always blocks me in, man. That dude's a knucklehead. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. Look at that, and he parks even worse now, man. Look at that. He's like a moron. That guy with that white car is a moronic fool, man. Why do you put your car on the bottom of a hill, man? You must be a moronic, man. There you go, man. Let's see this spot right here, man. There's guys all over here. See that there? There's a whole bunch right there. They didn't clean these guys out yet. Remember, we just had a stabbing on the pink line. It started as a knife fight and ended up in a homicide. We just had a lady with a knife again. Right? That's where all this comes from. All of this debauchery, all of this negativity, all of the criminality. This is where kind of people say, oh, why are you so mean to those guys? Why are you doing this? I ain't mean to nobody, man. I just say what I see. And there you go, man. Right there. There's a whole bunch of them right there. See that there? Right there, man. See that there? There, man. See that? There's more there. See that there? There you go. Why did they clean everything out? The Frankie Knuckles Memorial's right across here. We're gonna go through Fulton Market, and that'll be it for our first segment tonight. I'm gonna go. I have to take a break. I've been talking way too much tonight. A lot of exciting things happened, and a lot of bad things happened. People got hurt. Somebody lost their life today. 2 people lost their lives that we know so far. Oh wow, it's a crescent moon. Check that out over there. See that moon over there? It's a crescent moon. Beautiful. This is Fulton Market here, right? Fulton Market. Ain't nobody here either. Ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody walking. Maybe they're all eating in the restaurants. I don't know. Fix that squeak in there, don't we? It's a little quiet out here. Fulton Market. It's quiet out here. I got the windows open, by the way, so.
Frequency mode.
Ain't nobody out here, man. Where is everybody? They don't want to celebrate Christmas or what?
We celebrate, man.
I celebrate.
People, they don't celebrate tomorrow, they celebrate 25th.
You should be eating, drinking, and doing all that stuff. SubX.News, I drive around, do live feeding. It's empty downtown too, man. Hey, Merry Christmas, all right, brother? Man, be safe with your family, okay? He tells you they don't celebrate. That dude's got a foreign accent. He goes, they don't celebrate. These must be weirdos out here, anti-Christmas people here. He just told you. We just heard it from the guy here, valet. He says they don't celebrate. You just heard it right here. SubX.News, exclusive scoop, whatever. Nah, it's whatever, man. It's live, man. We go through so much news in a news cycle. That restaurant's pretty full there. There you go, man. There you go, man. There you go. You got child exploitation right there, man. Child exploitation. See that there?
6'3" in height, black jogging pants. Comes out of a doorway next to a little store, fires that gun at the light, and it goes
child
back
exploitation.
7-1 Calumet, shots fired in 3. Zone 7 clear.
Yeah, a little bit of child exploitation there, huh? gonna go over here. I seen a nice tree over here, right? And then I think we're gonna be done at 7. I don't know, I might get me a hamburger. I don't know, we'll see. There's a few trees over here I see. Check out those trees over there. What do you think? Oh, it's nice. The breeze is beautiful. Got my windows open. I ain't got no hair for it to blow in, so, but it's nice out here. These people got money, but you hear the guy because they don't celebrate, right? Can't go that way. We kind of messed up. I wanted to check out those lights. We go around. I'll show you how. I know this way. We'll go around. Check out. There's a nice light over there, right? So you see, when the capitalist says clean it out, they even spray paint the graffiti, right? They paid for that graffiti on those walls, by the way. That wasn't free. They paid for that. That was all paid for. A lot of that fancy stuff on the outer edges, right? Aberdeen. This is all paid for. Some guys paid, some guys not. But there you go. How about those trees right there? That's nice. That's the Christmas train. Did you see that there? Alrighty, everybody, we're getting towards the end of the program. The first half or the whole half. I don't know. The first half, the whole half, or the no half. We don't know. We don't know how it goes, where it goes. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be really honest.
19 and citywide. What initially came over as a disturbance is now coming over as an assault in progress. 850 West Eastwood. Management company is calling a report 8 to 10 teams in the stairwell, refusing to leave, being argumentative and making threats. District 19 zone 2 is clear.
And I gotta say this, I'm in the really bad, super bad doghouse. That's all I got to say. That thing popped up last night, or this morning, the homicide. I think Jim gave me a tip, and there was somebody else that gave me a tip that the homicide happened. There was something about a shooting on the Pink Line. That's what was happening. Somebody got arrested. And then I had to go back into the radio calls and found out that it was actually a homicide, right? No one knew it was a homicide yet. No, there was no reporting on it, and I said CPD covered up because they went close to 5 to 6 hours, and they allowed people to wake up in the morning, and they weren't told that there was a homicide on the train. They should have been told there was a homicide on the train, which they covered it up. But just saying, I'm in the doghouse because, yeah. I mean, I don't have a separate office. My office is in my bedroom, and I sleep with my wife in my bedroom, so that's why I'm in the doghouse. Yeah, I kind of kept I didn't. It's not that I kept my wife up. I woke my wife up this morning. So yeah, I'm in really really bad. I gotta get a super gift for Christmas or something. I don't know what I gotta get, but I gotta get something. It ain't just a kiss and my love right now. It's beyond that. It's that the love stuff ain't working, man. I gotta go beyond that. So that's what I'm working on. It's 6:58, right? And maybe we'll listen. You want to listen to the news? I might get. I don't know. I'm a little hungry. I like this McDonald's over here. They're pretty cool. I might go over here. Why don't we do this? We'll listen to the news, and then that's how when we're gonna shut it down. All right. So we'll double check the news to see where we're at, and then we'll shut down the broadcast. All right. Let's see what's on the news. Oh, I don't think I can get to the news. Oh well, let's see. Oh, my Bluetooth ain't working right now. I got a different way to skin this cat. So.
33 boy. 88 boy guy. So could I get 2 numbers for blue line SSO, please? Take event 120, correction, 10280, 10280, and take event number 10283.
7 o'clock. I can't get to the news right now. That's the way it goes. Maybe I'll do it a different way. La Luce. I used to go to this place right here. It was a nice spot. I'm gonna try to get to the news real quick. That way we can hear what's going on, and then we'll shut it down, right? Let's see this. That way we hear it. We get the latest updates. Always ask for cookies and all this stuff.
Shoppers flocked to the German-style market at Daly Plaza in search for last-minute gifts. Jenny and her kids were in from the western suburbs buying, among other things, moving hats.
There's these tubes that
The U.S. Supreme Court refuses to allow the Trump administration to deploy National Guard troops to Chicago, declining the administration's emergency request to overturn a lower court ruling blocking the deployment of the National Guard. Loyola Law School professor Lori Levinson.
The Supreme Court said that this statute does not empower him to federalize members of the Guard unless he's able to show that he would not be able to execute the laws of the United States with the regular military forces.
The Powerball jackpot just keeps growing. No one matched all 6 numbers during last night's drawing. So tomorrow night's jackpot is an estimated $1.7 billion. Richard Hewitt of Madisonville, Louisiana, on what he'd do with the money.
I'd spread it out with my family, split it with them, my one niece and 2 nephews, and my 2 boys and my daughter.
This is CBS News.
What do you got there? What kind of meal deals do you got?
Your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the
How much is that daily double?
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
And what do you get with that?
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station.
How about that one for
News
$6?
Radio 1059 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
You got one for $6, right?
It's 7:03.
And that's sandwich, fries, McNuggets, and drink, right?
Good evening to you.
Yeah, give me that, and give me a coffee with that, all right?
Under mostly cloudy skies.
I don't know, whatever added to that. I don't want the soda, just make it a coffee, all right?
Tomorrow for Christmas Eve.
Just black.
7385, David and
That's
Eddie.
it. Give me the, I don't know, honey mustard, I think.
Local story on News
Thank
Radio
you.
WBBM. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson says he will not block a budget approved by Alderman over his objections from taking effect.
7385, David and Eddie. 85, David and Eddie. 760. Numbers for Roosevelt Red Light.
What's up, my brother? You guys all right? I heard there was a fight in here the other day.
Here?
Yeah, there was a fight here yesterday. I heard it on the radio.
Oh.
Inside.
I wasn't here yesterday.
There you go. You had a good day off then.
I'm asking,
Man, they need to chill out with that stuff.
it would be crazy, man.
Yeah, I know,
They be
man.
off that,
Yeah, that's bad.
after substances.
Yeah, that's bad. Need to stay off of that stuff, man. Need to go to church.
That's all.
Right? Go to church, relax. Get a girlfriend. See you, my brother. Merry Christmas. Hey, what's up? Good
Time
seeing
to get
you.
those gifts
Oh,
wrapped, and if you're wrapping them at
I'm
home,
sorry about this.
WBBM's Glenn Marshall has some tips from the pros.
Good seeing you, my brother. It's always good to see you. I love this place, all right? Merry Christmas, all right? All right, bye-bye.
For the last week, with people mostly bringing in clothing and electronics to be wrapped for loved ones. When it comes to those who are trying to handle gift wrapping at home, Hannah has a couple of tips for you.
I know that once you hit the 10th or 15th gift, you're very much over it. But the presentation of a gift means as much to a lot of people as the gift inside.
Gift Wrap Boss will be open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Christmas Eve. With Marshall, News Radio 1059, WBBM.
The FBI says 'tis the season for scammers. Mike Goldberg, Assistant Special 8. Trust and make sure you're double checking website URLs for copycat links. In 2024, the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center recorded more than 500,000 complaints, reporting $13.7 billion in loss.
I don't want it to do that, but it does it.
Last on the mileage is 226.
Alright, that's gonna be 1906.
I was listening to the news and now the news is off, right? Whatever. Oh, well. Well, you know what? I think we had seen a lot of stuff, did a lot of things, talked about a lot of stuff. I gotta eat these fries. They're really hot and they're juicy. But I think one of the things that, the themes that's coming out is things that are being allowed to happen, and which is sad. There's a lot of excuses, a lot of people making a lot of money. Yet we're not fixing the things when they should be. And as we've seen, when they clean out one place, you just push the problem to another place. There you go. M-Hub. That's capitalism, but an NGO capitalist right here. Those are NGOs. They got a whole bunch of government money to fix that place up, but when the migrants are right next to them, they kind of excluded them. It's kind of funny. It's when these liberals publicly say, oh, you gotta protect them and help them, right? But when they're next to them, we have videos of M-Hub. Look up M-Hub and look up SubX.News, Substance News. You'll see what happened here. I'll show you. The migrants were right next to this place. This is a big NGO. They're supposed to help disadvantaged people. I think women, or I don't know what they do. It's an NGO company, right? It's supposed to help people. When the migrants were right next door to them, they didn't help them. I think they do food here. I think food and events. I don't know what they do. The migrants used to be here, but then they closed it off. They didn't let the migrants use their facilities. None of that stuff. It was kind of strange. But hey, that's it. That's all we have for right now. 7:08 p.m. It is December 23rd, 2025. It is SubX.News on the spot reporting. We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop somewhere here. We're gonna eat a little bit. We might continue on a little bit later, but it's a 3-hour mark. We gotta stop. All right. I appreciate everybody watching. I hope everybody's safe, but we don't talk. Have a Merry Christmas. Because, you know, people are busy. And I don't expect people to be on my show and not be on their Christmas stuff. Well, I'm not going to do that. When Christmas is, and I'm going to be with my family. If I'm not, I'll be in the triple doghouse. So take it easy, everybody. 7:09 p.m. SubX.News on the spot reporting. Yeah. This is where I'm at. I'll show you where I'm at. See, that's the pink line, right? That's the one where the homicide was on. Right there. That's the pink line. Right there. Take it easy, everybody. I love everybody. 7:09 p.m. SubX.News on the spot reporting. December 23rd, 2025. Bye.